And welcome to the United Stand. It's Manchester United versus Juventus in the Champions League. And I've got a bit of a sore throat, so I'll be able to mess around with lots of voices. And it's Manchester United versus Juventus in the Champions League. And I've got a bit of echo as well. Okay, hello everybody, how are we all doing? What a day it's been. Champions League has screwed me over again. At times they don't do the team news until an hour before, and the day I thought I had time for a quick shower, I get the shout, the team news is out, so I have to rush down. So team news comes out an hour and a quarter today before kick-off, instead of the last couple of games where it's been an hour before. So that's great, but we're all happy. The good thing is I don't have to change the team, because the team is the same as I predicted it. It's the same as it was on Saturday. We've got no qualms about that. De Gea, Young, Lindelof, Smalling, Shaw, Matic, Pogba, Mata, Rashford, Lukaku, Martial. But the bench is interesting. Romero, Bailly, Darmian, Fred, Andres Pereira, Ander Herrera, and Tahith Chong. Now, there'll be a lot of excitement about Tahith Chong being on the bench, and we may well get to see Tahith Chong in the second half, because actually we're redundant of flair players. This game has shown how weak we are in the attacking options, because Sanchez is injured, Lingard is injured. Where Mata's playing, Mata's playing, Rashford's playing, Martial's playing, Lukaku's playing. Sanchez and Lingard are injured, so people getting excited about Tahith Chong being on the bench. Who else is he going to play? There isn't anybody else. So excited that Chong's on the bench. Excited that there's a big chance we'll see him play, because if we need an attacking sub, okay, Andres Pereira, but bit of speed, you're probably going to go Chong. So might get to see him, which is exciting. But scraping the barrel with the squad with Sanchez and Lingard out. But I'm joined by Ross. Can you hear me, pal?
How you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Team news sort of caught me on the hop. It's a little bit early tonight, but it's the same team as Saturday.
Yeah.
Any issues with that?
No, I'd have picked exactly the same 11, based on form and also a bit of continuity. We don't pick the same 11 enough, I believe. And I think if we are picking the same 11 each week, it needs to include Martial and Mata. So really happy with that. Happy with the team. Really looking forward to the game. And to psych myself up for it, I've just rewatched the 1999 semi-final with Juventus. So that's got me right in the mood for this tonight. So bring it on.
I'll tell you what, as you know, because anybody who follows me on Instagram, which is at Goldbridge Mark or at United Stand MUFC on Twitter, will have seen I was at Old Trafford this afternoon. And people are like, why are you doing a watch-along? I could have gone to the match. I had an offer of a ticket for a match, and I could have gone. But it was so late in the day, I was like, I'm not going to let down the thousands of people who are going to watch the watch-along. I know a lot of people will say you're stupid, but I wasn't. I was up at Old Trafford for a reason, which will be made clear in the next few days. We've got a brilliant prize with hotel football to give away, so we're just up there sorting that out. But I was having a chat with a few United fans outside, Ross, and I definitely got me in the mood for this game. You know what? People were saying to me, still Mourinho out. I went, yes, I am, but this is Manchester United versus Juventus in the Champions League. This is a one-off. This might be Ronaldo's last game at Old Trafford. This is special. And although it wasn't dark when I left at about 3:30 to get back in time. It was buzzing outside Old Trafford, and I thought, this is it. Win, lose or draw, whatever with United, we're not going anywhere. We still love the bloody club, and there's so much excitement around this game. And I don't think I agree with you. There's only one position I'm worried about, which I'll talk about in a moment. But you know what? If Fellaini's fit, he probably plays, and that's not the team he puts out. But those injuries have sort of forced Mourinho to pick the team that the fans would want to see. And because he's picking that team with Mata and Martial in it, that's why my confidence is up.
I swear I've sat here with you so many times and said that he's picking this team for injuries. And the team normally do well. And it's when the players come back from injury that it all goes to pot.
Yeah.
It seems that he lucks in. But I think with this game is sort of 3-4 years in the making, to be honest, because I know Jose brought us back into the Champions League, but we never got these big nights last year. We just got that bullshit at Seville, to be honest. So this is the big night. This is the big teams. This is what we're here for. This is what United are. And this is what we're fighting for, to be back in next season. And this is a massive reminder to them players to sort of say, these nights are special, regardless of the result. You're right. If they don't pull their socks up in the Premier League, they're not going to get this next season regardless. So this is what they're fighting for, and it's a little taste for them.
Yeah, I was driving back and I was having a chat with Flex actually, and he's still up there, was just on the phone and was saying that, you know what, the one thing that concerns me is, look, I want Mourinho to go, I do want Mourinho to go, but I'm in that position now where I don't think the club are going to sack him. And I don't want another season out of the Champions League. And, that's what happened when we got Moyes. Well, Moyes did that. Van Gaal came in, first season, not in the Champions League. Mourinho came in, first season, not in the Champions League. And that's one of the downsides for me. I mean, I don't think Mourinho's the right man anymore, but I don't want to have to get rid of Mourinho and have another season out of the Champions League. This is a fantastic tournament, and I want us to be in it. And the one thing I was going to say, just as we're talking about the team needs for a moment though, there is a position that worries me in that team. There is a lad on the bench I would rather see playing. But first of all, a lot of people saying about my voice, I have got a bit of a sore throat, so that's why it sounds different. It's nothing to do with the mic. There is no new mic, it is my throat. But injuries, people are saying, what injuries is Ross going on about? So Lingard and Sanchez are injured. That's why Tahith Chong's on the bench. That's why Mata and Martial are playing. Fellaini is injured. Phil Jones is injured. McTominay is injured. Valencia isn't fit. So we have that. This is why, and I think that's what Ross you're saying there. Really, it's the team we want. But I'll guarantee if Fellaini had been fit at the weekend or tonight, he would be playing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you could have maybe said the same about Lingard fully fit as well.
Yeah.
We wouldn't pick him. Absolutely not. But would Jose? To be frank, Martial probably doesn't play that Chelsea game with a fully fit squad. But he did, and he proved his worth. I like to think he's in the squad today, in the first 11, on merit. And I think he is. And the world's watching him a bit tonight. And I know it sounds really cliche, but it's not just United fans that know who Anthony Martial is. He is known across Europe as being a hell of a talent that's been suppressed by various coaching techniques. He showed a glimpse of that on the weekend. If he can show it tonight on the world stage against Juventus, then stand up Anthony Martial.
I tell you what, Jose Mourinho, he looks like the milk tray man. He's got a polo neck on and a shirt, and I'm just going to snap him if I can, if I've got time. This will be funny because I'll tweet it. There we go. That's going out on a tweet. But the position I was talking about, thinking about, sort of hinting at, is there is one position that worries me. It's Lindelof. I think Eric Bailly. I know he played badly against Newcastle, and you quite rightly said at the weekend. Look, he probably doesn't deserve to start because of that. But Lindelof worries me, and he wasn't good against Chelsea either. And we are playing against, as Jose said himself, probably the best striker forward there's been in the world ever. And he's up against Lindelof and Smalling tonight. I worry about Lindelof. I worry about our defence in general. Our set pieces were crap, and we know Ronaldo's got, he leaps like a salmon. So it worries me a little bit, to be honest. That
it does worry me, but Bailly worries me even more. I think it's the best of a bad bunch. I think him, Lindelof, Bailly, and Phil Jones, currently at the minute, Bailly may be able to turn it round, but currently all not good enough for Manchester United. Smalling possibly isn't either, but he's definitely the best centre-back we've got. It is a tragic state that we're in, and yeah, you're right. Seeing Ronaldo against Smalling is almost laughable, to be honest. But Smalling will probably do well against him tonight, but Lindelof, he's such a worry. All the things that I thought he was good at, positional sense, I'm starting to question all that as well a little bit. He's a very weak centre-back. I don't know, is Dallo injured? Because I haven't seen him in a squad in a long time.
I don't think he is. I just don't think he's really... he fancies him that much, to be honest. I don't think he's injured. I've not heard anything about that. Maybe someone in the live comments have. What about your score prediction, Ross? How are you feeling about it?
I was confident against Chelsea, and it didn't work. But I find it really hard to predict the score tonight. I'm going United 1-0, but I'm just excited for the game. I'm just excited to see a spectacle of a football match involving my football club again.
Yes, it is absolutely massive, and I'm really looking forward to it. Ryan Beals has made a contribution. Thank you, Ryan. He says, give a like for Mark turning down going to game and doing watch along for us. Thank you, Mark. Really appreciate it, all you do. You know what? I have seen Ronaldo before, so that's probably one of the deciding factors. And actually, if I'd have had more than a few hours' notice, I probably would have gone to watch it, but Marcus could have stepped in and done it. But Kean Roper says, I don't think Lindelof is good enough right now to be United quality. Centre-back and set pieces are what concerns me. I mean, I'm Kean Roper says, 2-1 to United, Ross. I don't know whether you've got an exact score prediction in your mind.
1-0 for me. No, that sounds. To be honest, when I'm saying it, I'm doubting myself because
clean sheet for United. Bloody hell, that is brave. Yeah,
exactly. But you know what? Ashley Young pocketed Hazard on the weekend. Maybe he can pocket CR7 as well.
Apparently United have arrived late again. I don't know whether there's anything true in that because it's still quite a while for kick-off. Sweden beat France, Italy and Holland, and Lindelof was the best player every time though, says Michael Scheller. Look, I'm a fan of Lindelof. I like Lindelof. I just don't think for whatever reason we're getting the best out of him. Just on Juventus, Chesney in goal, Sandro, Chiellini, Bonucci, Cancelo, Pjanic, Matuidi, Bentancur, Cuadrado, Ronaldo, Dybala. So no Costa in their starting lineup. A few players on the bench actually, but Bentancur's a player I really liked in the World Cup. I believe he plays for Uruguay, and obviously you've got Pjanic, who's a good player. Matuidi's very, very experienced. I mean, the only thing is that Bonucci and Chiellini, very, very good centre backs, Ross, but probably not the quickest. It's an opportunity for Lukaku tonight to find some pace, some finesse, really, because you know he's looked a little bit lacking over the last few games. He looks a little bit lethargic.
Let's be real. Chiellini, Bonucci may not be the quickest, but neither's Lukaku. It's the players around him that need to step up for me. Lukaku needs to hold the ball up better. He did in the second half against Chelsea. But there's going to be no one behind for Lukaku tonight. It should be all Martial, Rashford. That's the way we should play. That's the way we should set up. That's what England did against Spain. It worked. And Martial's just so deadly in front of goal. And I think I speak for all United fans here. I know that's crazy to say, but if I had to put my house on one of them scoring a one-on-one situation, Martial or Lukaku, it's Martial. Which makes me think, is he a better forward? But it's a big night for Lukaku tonight. He hasn't played much Champions League. Again, the world's watching. He needs to recapture some of that Belgian form for us. But I still got my doubts about him, to be honest, leading the line for United going forward.
Just having a quick look there. It appears that Manchester United may well be late again, which is beyond belief when you're the home team, if there's any truth in that. I really don't want to see the kickoff getting put back, but we will.
I did hear that the traffic around Old Trafford tonight was borderline standstill, and I saw a few people tweeting about 6 o'clock saying that they are predicting that United turn up late tonight because it's impossible to get to the ground.
It's true actually. There's a tweet here saying United bus late to the stadium. Jose Mourinho actually got out at the cricket ground to walk, and he's walking in a hoodie. Well, he definitely was there because he did the interview. But you know what, traffic or not, that's a bit. I mean, the Lowry, where a lot of them meet up, is just across. Just across. Anyway, whatever. It's nothing to do with us. But I just think second game in a row in the Champions League, we're not making it there. I must admit, when I was driving down the M6, it was going up the other way. I was coming back. It was absolutely rammed, and having been at a couple of games recently, it is a bloody nightmare at the moment around the United ground. But so maybe the kickoff will get put back. Why aren't Juventus late is a very good point. George Kyle says they should walk, yep, and it's already advertised for 8 p.m. It might go back to 8:15, and remember that Lindelof was not a regular and surely he's getting there, says Oliver Furland. Just to stick with Lindelof just for a second or two more, I mean, you spoke about consistency, Ross, and I suppose that is, I like the fact, and I was talking about this during the game on Saturday, that it really irritates me that although it was the team I wanted to see for United against Chelsea, it is a team that we change every week, we change everything every week, and probably one of the first times ever I can think that Jose Mourinho has picked the same 11. Fans are never going to quite agree with everything, but I think the only position I'm really concerned about is probably the centre-back position.
Yeah, look, I'm all for giving Lindelof this chance and this run in the team. And I think it'll only do his confidence any good. The issue I'm having is I'm not seeing He's improved since last season. I'll give him that. I just get this feeling that he's playing to his capacity. I remember seeing Vidic come in at centre back for United, and he was an absolute shambles to start with, to be honest. But you saw it in him. You saw that he was a tough tackler, a ball winner in the air. You saw his attributes. He just couldn't string it together. It's the attributes of Lindelof for me that fall short. He's not strong. He's crap in the air, and that's never going to improve. That's my concern with him. And he was supposed to be this ball-playing centre-back. I'm not seeing that either. Every time he goes for a diagonal ball, he seems to misplace it at the minute. Look, I think we all know he's going to be replaced at some point over the next season. So we are just making do with what we got at the minute, to be honest.
Bringing it back to the game, there was a good. Obviously, this tie when it came out was the pick of the whole tournament, really, for me, just because of the Ronaldo thing. Ronaldo back at Manchester United. A little bit of division when I tweeted last night that I couldn't understand why United fans hated him. Some United fans hated him. Of course, he said he was a slave once, but I'm old enough to remember that Paul Scholes refused to play in a match for United, that Roy Keane angled for a move to Juventus, that Wayne Rooney wanted to leave as well. So that never bothered me, I think. And even if it did, what he did, especially from 2007, 8, 9, he was just on a different planet. And people say Real Madrid got his best years. Well, maybe they did. But the years we got were bloody better than anything I've seen in the last 20 years. So for me, he is a United legend. And there's a big warm feeling to have him back at United. Of course, I want him to lose tonight. But I can't escape the fact that it's massively exciting to have him in a tie like this.
Yeah, there's sentiment there for me. The main protagonist on Twitter that was going against your opinion was actually formerly Alex of the United stand. He was dead against him returning, not interested in it at all. Look, you're always going to have the sentiment for me, but tonight is a football match. He's pretty much knocked us out of the Champions League before as an opposition, and let's not let him, do it again twice, because a loss tonight, I think you tweeted this out, a loss tonight, and we are looking at Europa League.
It's interesting though, because currently, with about half an hour to go, Young Boys are drawing 1-1 with Valencia. So, it's the old typical United thing, isn't it? We think, if we lose, we're in trouble. But actually, even if we lose, if Valencia don't win against Young Boys, that could still give us a massive, massive opportunity. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But at the end of the day, you've got to win your home games in the Champions League. We've already drawn 1 to Valencia. I'm sure we will beat Young Boys at Old Trafford in November, but we've got to get a result out of this. We've got to get a result, and to be honest with you, I think that we should. I think that we should be getting a result out of it. I think that I've always said Italian football's not as quick as the Premier League, and the good thing about that lineup as well is as we go through it, especially from midfield to attack, Matic, Mata, Pogba, Rashford, Martial, Lukaku. One of the big things I've always had an issue with United is the slow movement of the ball. Matic apart, I think everybody else in that attacking sense, certainly Rashford, Martial, Mata and Pogba, they're going to move the ball quick, which we've not been accustomed to. But I think we'll see a better United because of that. One that the fans certainly respond to.
Yeah, definitely. I think Mata really changes our play with moving the ball quick. He does get about the pitch quick. He moves it quick. He's just a little bit left-footed for me. I'd really love to see Mata and Sanchez playing the same team, to be honest, because they're both a lot quicker than most of them players. Not with speed, but just with ball movement in that United team. I think they really inject a bit of pace in the play, which Matic slows down, unfortunately. I've been a big critic of Matic this season, and I thought he was drab against Chelsea again, to be honest. But and I can't see how he's in the team over Fred at the minute. But it's a big night for him tonight, and I'm just hoping that he strings it together. But he is a concern because, from what I can remember, Juventus' midfield is quite dynamic. It's quick. It moves the ball quick. That is everything that Matic is not, to be honest.
I said that at the weekend, actually, and Lawrence Anaman has just said that Mata shouldn't be in the team for Fred. I'd probably lean more towards what Ross said there. I mean, I think Mata is more than worthy of his start. Obviously, you're not going to drop Pogba. But it does concern me, Ross, when I look at the bench and I see... And let's not forget, Fellaini and McTominay are injured. They're two of Jose's favourite midfielders. And yet those two are out. And still, you look at the bench, you've got Pereira, Fred and Herrera. all midfielders that I like that still can't start, even though Fellaini and McTominay are out. But I would swap Matic for any of those three. I thought Pereira, when he came on against Chelsea, was very impressive, even though it was a bit of a cameo. Obviously, Fred, we've spent a lot of money on Fred, who's very Champions League experienced, can't get a look in. And even Herrera. But, so, yeah, I would agree with you there. I think that Matic has been poor pretty much since Christmas, but he's a Jose Mourinho favourite, isn't he? So he's not. I can't see him going anywhere. But I do think it represents a problem when you've got three players on our bench who I would be finding a place for at least two of those.
Yeah, and the thing I'd look out for tonight, and I saw it a lot against Chelsea, is that Matic tends to, because he's quite fixed in his position, he makes a lot of our midfield stagnant, because a lot of the time Pogba makes a move left and he's basically just standing next to Matic. You can't have two centre midfielders standing next to each other. That just doesn't work. So I'm actually starting to come with the opinion. I know there was this Matic will free Pogba. I think he actually restricts Pogba a little bit. Pogba would be much more dynamic playing with someone that moves about in midfield. And if I was Jose tonight, and I know I just said Fred, I'm going to retract that. I just listened to what you said, and I probably would play Pereira. To me, he's quite clever. And I think to beat these teams, especially teams like Juventus, you need to be very clever on the ball. Matic is Matic. He breaks up plays, a rock, he wins headers. We need something a bit more tonight.
I mean, Paul Robinson normally has a good comment in him, and he's come out with a cracker here that, to be honest, it's going to make people think, because it instantly made me think, and I haven't mentioned it myself. He says, we're basically using the same squad as last season. Why did we think we would be better than last season? And we think about it, we bought Dalot, who you mentioned, Ross, not involved. We bought Fred, he can't get a game. Pereira was on loan last season, but he's not getting a game. So, realistically, we are using the same squad as last season.
Yeah, and the even more worrying sign is most of that squad has been inherited from Fergie's area. When you look at Young, Smalling, De Gea, so yeah, for all the money spent, there's not a lot of it on that pitch, which is a concern.
Well, when you actually look at it, for all the money that Mourinho spent, well, to be honest, I've made a bad point there, because there are 4 of his signings on the pitch. I forgot about Lindelof, but yeah, you're right. I mean, there's still a lot of legacy. I mean, Shaw, Martial, Rashford, they're the Van Halier, aren't they? And then obviously the rest are, still got Sir Alex players there, like you say, Young, Smalling, De Gea, but Mata, Moyes. So there's still quite a lot of players there that you'd think maybe we should be looking to move on. I don't know, but I'm just looking at that Roy Keane header there. That's probably one of my favourite games ever to watch live, was United Juventus in Turin, the semi-final '99. It was an amazing game, and I think we were 2-0 down after 10 minutes, if I remember right, having drawn the first leg 1-1. But Roy Keane, absolutely stunning in that tie, and hopefully we'll see. Look, ultimately what we want to see tonight, Ross, is a good game.
Absolutely. I think the best thing about that tie was Roy Keane got booked, and he played, and you knew he won in the final, and he played on, and he dragged that team to that final. That was Roy Keane's finest moment in the United top for me. But yeah, more of that tonight would be good. It's a different crop of players. It's not quite Keane and Scholes in midfield. We've got Pogba, Matic, but it's a big night tonight. I think Scholes said a point about Pogba, which I totally agreed with, which he said, if Pogba goes out tonight and tries to make a name for himself and tries to be the best player on the pitch, he will fail. What he needs to do tonight is just pull in a performance for the team, and that's when he seems to shine. I think he's putting too much onus on himself to drag this team forward. But actually just play as a team player, and the team will come forward naturally and organically. I know he's against Juventus. It's a massive night for him tonight. But I just think he's got to do the simple things well, because if he tries to hold up the ball, do a couple of tricks, and it don't go wrong, the pressure will build and he'll lose his head.
Mirrored Jeremy says, Jose said he walked to the ground. Yeah, the bus was late. There's bad traffic around Old Trafford. I don't think there's been an official change of the kickoff time yet. I would imagine that will come in, but Mourinho did say that he got off at the cricket ground, walked up in a hoodie, and wasn't recognised. To be honest, I mean, who's going to expect to see Jose Mourinho walking past them? So no surprises there. Jack Dean, I think he's the only person in the world who says, I want to see Darmian getting some game time. I suppose he's got a bit of Italian in him. Well, a lot of Italian. He is Italian, but I don't know why Darmian's still getting bloody bench time for United. I agree that, well, what Ross was saying, where is the lot? Ronaldo's certainly a player to watch. Louise, I think we're all in a positive way looking to watch Ronaldo anyway, just to see what it's all about at Old Trafford. But Nate says we're going to get smashed. Never say never, but I don't think we will. And 8 o'clock is the kickoff, Tinash, as far as we know at the moment. But I think being around the ground today, I felt it, and I imagine it's amplified at least 100 times tonight. A lot of United fans excited. Champions League, under the lights, autumnal. It's got the recipe to be a fantastic game. And I think what is guaranteed, no matter how we start the game, the first 10 minutes, the crowd will be up for this. And I just hope that the players, we very rarely do it under Mourinho, but I hope that we do cook that crowd in the first 10 minutes, Ross, so that they stay with us for a lot of the game.
Absolutely. I think a lot of that's on Jose, though. Because if you tell the team to not concede in the first 10 minutes, play it conservatively, you'll kill that crowd tonight. It's just, it's the best crowd in world football, but it can be easily dampened. Well, what it sees on the pitch. If he tells them to go out, the way I'd say it, if we lose a goal tonight early, then, I'd throw the caution to the wind. I'd tell them to go out in the first 10 minutes, catch them off guard. Have a little bit of risk about it. But sense tells me that Jose is going to tell them to just not concede first 10, 15 minutes and grow into the game, which is not what you can do as a home team.
Virgil Hainsey says apparently Jose doesn't like buses parking on him. Obviously not, he got out and walked. But I was going to ask you that. I mean, look, Juventus, I think they're one of the only teams in Europe unbeaten at the moment. Won numerous Scudettas in a row. Regarded as one of the firm favourites for this tournament. Do you think we will give up possession to them and show them that respect? I mean, look, I think one of your best, especially when you're at home and you've got a home crowd like that, I think one of your best assets is to go on the front foot. But do you think we will do that, or do you think we'll sit back?
I think that's a great comment, and I'd look at that and look at the players, because Ronaldo doesn't play on the break anymore. He's lost that edge. I think Ronaldo is best movement in and around the box, getting on the end of balls, getting on the end of crosses. If you give Juventus possession, you open yourself up to Ronaldo's movement there, and I think that's where he becomes deadly, and that's where he becomes unmarkable. Lindelof and Smalling will not know what's hit them. If you alleviate that by attacking them, play a higher line, Ronaldo can still run in behind. I'm not saying he can't. I'm saying he's not as good as what he used to be. And I think that you're right. I think that's our best way of attacking these tonight and possibly defending. Take that away from Smalling and Lindelof. Push up. Push the back four up. That's what I would do. I may lose this 4-0 as a manager. You don't know. But that's the way I'd approach this game. But I really, really doubt we will. I think we're going to concede possession. And I think we're going to use Martial, Rashford and Lukaku to try and hit him on the break, which is so dangerous when you've got a player who sometimes can hold the ball up and sometimes can't. I think that's a very dangerous tactic.
It's interesting. I mean, please do drop a like on the video. Let's see if we can get 1,000 likes before kickoff, and hopefully that will give us a bit of a superstitious boost. And remember, subscribe, bottom right hand corner if you're new. But it is interesting as to that. I don't think. I spoke to a couple of people today who said, I think if Juventus smashes today, 3 or 4-0, he'll be sacked. I don't think he's getting sacked, whatever the result today. And even more so for me, that means you've got to go and have a go today. You've got to go and have a go, because I don't know, well, maybe you think differently, Ross. I don't think there is a result there that he will get sacked today. No matter what result, I don't see him being sacked.
Yeah, I'm the same. Whether I agree with it or not, it's neither here nor there, but he won't get sacked today regardless. I think he's bought himself a bit of time with the Chelsea result and the Newcastle result. And look, if he gets a result today, I think he's turned it. I really do. And then, look, I said it, it's so fickle against the Chelsea game. One result turns it for me. The draw didn't. The draw left me on the edge. A win tonight turns it for me, because it not only shows that the players are playing for him, the fans we know are behind him in the ground anyway, but it just shows that fight and determination from the players. And that'd be him getting it out of them. So win tonight turns it in my favour.
Stephen Featley, thanks for the contribution. He says, do you think you will still get out of the group if you don't win tonight? What do you think to your chances? I struggle to see United get a draw. I think because of the current results, score, Young Boys won, Valencia won. I think, it's negative, I know, but if United were to lose, I still think they can get out of the group. So even if we lose tonight, I think it's not too much of a problem. What I would say about that is, though, I think United can win tonight, and I think they should have won against Chelsea. If they could defend, they would have won the game. My realist concern is that this team is being picked because of injuries, and even if we did win this game, beat Everton, beat Bournemouth, I guarantee you once Fellaini and Lingard are back, they'll be in the starting lineup, which means you've got to sacrifice probably Mata and Rashford, or Mata and Martial, and we're back where we were at the start of the season, and the cycle continues. That is my concern. But positive to Heath Chong on the bench. I mean, I said before you joined us that I don't know why people are getting that excited about it, because who else can he put on there, considering Lingard and Sanchez are injured? But all the same, it's still positive he's there, and I think there's a good chance he might actually get a few minutes. I don't know whether Jose would trust him in a game like this. He might just bring a midfielder on, but actually, if we need to replace Rashford, Martial or Lukaku, Chong is pretty much the only option on the bench, which is exciting.
It's very exciting, to be honest. Ask me if I'd swap a Rashford injured to see Tahiti Chong come on the 10th minute. I'd have to think about it, to be honest, because I just love. It intrigues me. It's the unknowing, it's the intrigue, and I'd love to see it. The reality is, he may get on tonight. If he does, it'd be in the 91st minute, and that pisses me right off, to be honest. I wouldn't include him in the matchday squad unless he was playing tonight in some capacity. I don't get this. You learn from being on the bench. I think it's nonsense. For me, if I was coach, he either plays or he's not in the squad. The squad players are the Herreras. That's neither here nor there. He's not a squad player. He's a youth player, and if he's on the bench, he needs minutes, and not 3 minutes, not 4 minutes. Give him 15. Why not? What have you got to lose? He's an attacking player. If he makes a mistake, it's hardly going to lead to a goal. So I'd do it. Fergie would have done it. Van Gaal may have done it. Will Jose do it? Probably not.
I'm a massive fan of Chong. I mean, people talk about Angel Gomez and Mason Greenwood, who are fantastic players. There's also a midfielder that we got from PSG called Aloha Traore. I'm convinced he's going to be an absolute fantastic midfielder. But for me, Chong's the pick of the lot. I've always liked Chong. Fantastic player. But the cynic in me says that this is just another ploy by Mourinho to tick a few boxes with those fans and pull more onto his side, because I guarantee you when those injuries are back, you won't see Chong again till probably the summer tour. I think there is a bit of cynicism in putting Chong on there. It's an easy thing to put a young player on that you've got no intention of playing. So let's see if he actually gets any minutes, because there's no excuse not to give him minutes. He's the only attacking option on the bench. You've got 3 attackers on the pitch. I would expect to see Chong getting some game time, more than a minute or so. But, let's see who's right. Was it cynical? Let's put him on there so I can get a few, positivity points and boost my rating. Or is he actually there to be given some time? We will wait and we will see. Anyway, Ross, thanks for popping on for us. Really, really appreciate it.
Cheers, Mark. Enjoyed it as ever. 1-0 tonight, United. Hopefully. Clean sheet.
There you go. And you can follow Ross on Twitter at Hazza90. At Hazza with 2 Zs, isn't it?
That's the one, mate.
There we go.
Congratulations on your win, by the way, the other day. I haven't said it to you, but congratulations.
Oh, yeah. Cheers for that, pal. Well, it's a win for everybody, so there we go, except for DT.
That's it. Cheers, mate.
See you, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Actually, I've not been able to, just talking about that very, very briefly, we did play Arsenal Fan TV on Sunday and we beat them 3-1, but they won't give me the clip of the altercation between Roy Keane. He thinks he's Vieira. We're gonna rechristen him as bloody Xhaka, some crap Arsenal midfielder. So, but they won't give me the clip of the altercation we have. But there are clips out there. We showed you Rance's banger yesterday, and Soph's also got a clip of her, basically very, very Vieira-esque actually, The ball's bouncing, DT comes to get it and she just pops it over her head, lollipop, see you later, and he's like that, jumping to try and get it. Like a seal going for a fish, but totally missing it. She absolutely banters him. So that's on Sophie's Twitter if you want to watch that. I think it's at Soph Richo, which is at SOPHRICHO. It is brilliant. She just knocks the ball over him, leaves him for dead, but he actually jumps to try and get it. Arr, arr, misses. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Lukaku needs to go. He's not a striker, says Derek Schuyler. I missed the whole thing. Exams going on, says Durrani. When Lukaku going to score, says Traveller's Guidebook. I hope he scores tonight. I do hope he scores tonight. I mean, if you put the chances in front of Lukaku, he'll score one of them, as long as there's 5. Isn't it better for United to drop to Europa and win it rather than finishing 4th again, which looks far from possible, says Saga. I tell you what, the Europa League's very, very difficult to win. I wouldn't put any money on United winning the Europa League. You've got to be a good team to do it. And when can we expect Mark on BT Sports with Lineker and Rio, says Angela Da Costa. I don't think they're ready for that sort of stuff yet. But United are out on the pitch having a little bit of a warm-up. I don't think the kickoff's been put back yet. So that's a positive at the moment. There's no kickoff been put back yet. But United definitely caught in traffic on the rush. I don't think they can afford for the kickoff to go back. It's another fine, isn't it? And I think 2 fines for 2 games would be a problem. Lukaku is running at 7 games without a goal at the moment, so be wary of that. Still 1-1 Young Boys and Valencia, which would be a good result for Manchester United because Valencia haven't actually won a game yet. This is their 3rd game. They've got 2 points. United obviously got 3 points. So if United could go to Valencia and not get beaten, then that would probably put us in a very, very strong position. Rance should be up front for United, says Ail Kabadi. Well, Flex played quite well up there as well, to be fair. Chong, no doubt, is there to make to make up the numbers. That's it, says BGK Gaming. We'll find out about that. I mean, to be honest with you, the cynic in me thinks that he is there to sort of say, look at me putting Tahith Chong on the bench, but he's got no intention of using him. But let's be fair and wait till the 90th minute and see if that actually happens. Daniel Rolon is speaking my language, and not just because he's typing in English, but also because he's saying, I'm massively excited today. For some unknown reason, I'm feeling confident today. I shouldn't because I don't have evidence and I'm Mourinho out, but still, I think that catches Daniel's comment there catches certainly my mood and a lot of United fans' moods. Look, I don't want Mourinho at the club anymore. I just can't see this changing long term. But this is Manchester United versus Juventus in the Champions League. This is why you work hard to finish in the top 4. I don't think there's any difference between 2nd and 4th, really. It's all about first place. But if you're in the top 4, you're in the Champions League. And if you're in the Champions League, you get these nights. Doesn't mean you're going to win the Champions League, but you get to have opportunities and nights like this where our entire fan base is excited. If you don't finish in the top 4, you end up getting 2 planes to Azerbaijan, jumping on a goat herder's wagon and playing on a cow field against farmers. That's what you get in the Europa League group stages. This is what you get in the Champions League. And that's why, at this stage, I'm still very much Mourinho out, because for all the positivity, we are 10th in the league. 10th in the league, 7 points behind the top 5, which is, I don't see them dropping many points. So where are we going to get 7 points from? It worries me. It really does. But last season, we worked hard to get where we are, and this is why we've got this reward tonight. And you know what? I want to see United up against the best. And if we win tonight, and we win tonight with people like Mata and Martial playing, then Mourinho needs to have a strong look at himself and stop picking donkeys like Fellaini and McTominay. And I'm not saying they're bad players, of course. They've got their use, but they shouldn't be starting games for United. Let's get some proper flair, attacking talent in our team, and let's go for games. And that's why tonight I'm confident, because I think there is players out there tonight who can do it. Andrew Thompson says, I'd like to see a lot of Ronaldo love. You'll see it, mate. You will see it. It's going to be a fantastic occasion. And I'm very excited about it. Ronaldo, for me, is up there as my top 3 best players in my lifetime at United. I'm a massive fan of Ronaldo. I know he wanted to leave. I know he wanted to go to Real Madrid. But I don't really hold that against him. It was gutting when he left, but he did everything he could for us. He won his Europa League. He won his 3 Premier League titles. He was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And he was never quiet about the fact that he wanted to move on from United to Real Madrid. It was his dream to play for Real Madrid, and that's unfortunate. But we got 3 amazing years from him, and I know he was here longer than 3 years, but those final 3 years were just on a different planet. So absolutely brilliant. Please do drop a like on the video, everyone. We're trying to get 1,000 likes before kickoff. It's a bit of a superstition thing, so 1,000 likes before kickoff would be fantastic. And he never won as the Europa League, says Alex Crossland. I know you're joking, Alex, but the reason he didn't win the Europa League is because we were never bloody in the Europa League, because we're in the Champions League, because we won the league with Ronaldo. There's no change to the microphone tonight. There is a change to my voice tonight. It's very deep. It's very croaky because I have a bit of a sore throat. So that is why my voice sounds a little bit different. So I'm hoping that tonight, well, actually, either way, it's going to get my voice going. But I don't really want to be shouting about defences, banging tables. That's not really what I want to be doing. I'm happy to shout out and scream. I mean, I've seen somebody saying Martial hat-trick, mark my words. I tell you what, I'd love it. I'll bloody love it. I'd love that. But one of the big things we've not mentioned is that we've got... we don't play two halves, do we? And every game before the game, as I'm about to say now, so surely we can play for 90 minutes at home against Juventus at Old Trafford in a Champions League game. Surely we're going to do it. And I really think we are going to do it. But when you look at the evidence, you think, Jesus Christ, Mourinho's been at this club. This is season 3 and we've never played for 90 minutes. What's going on with this club? I mean, there might be a few occasions we've played for 90 minutes, but certainly, certainly not in the last 8 months, we haven't. And you could argue, actually, I can't really think of any 90-minute performances from United. I don't mean brilliant from minute 1 to minute 90. I just mean we normally have a good half and a crap half. And tonight, I'd like to see 2 good halves of football. I don't want to see United having a crap half and a good half, which seems to be our issue at the moment. I didn't say that. Did I say Ronaldo won as the Europa League? Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Let us know where you're watching from. Interested to know that. And 20 minutes to kick off. Yes. And what's Juve's lineup? Says somebody. So Chesney in goal. Cancelo, Chiellini, Bonucci, Alexandro, who I wanted at the club in the summer, but I didn't realise we were going to get the real Luke Shaw, so I'm more than happy with Luke Shaw. Midfield 3 of Pjanic, Bantanka and Matuidi, and then a front 3 of Cuadrado, Dybala and Ronaldo, which is great. Good proper test from Juventus. So that's what we want to do. Michael Jones says football matches are 90 minutes, but United haven't played one since Sir Alex Ferguson was in charge. Cameron is watching from Wales. And Cape Town, South Africa. Ireland, says Adam Ward. Kevin McDonald is watching from the Scottish borders. Not girders, which is what Iron Brew's made out of. He's watching from the Scottish borders. Watching from Belgium, Nepal, Pluto, a bit cold. Holland, New York, Norway, India, Mauritius, Sweden, Estonia, Kuwait. A bit of Terry Wogan. It's a bit like Eurovision. Rest in peace, Terry. India with 10 points there. Dubai, Lebanon, New York again. Probably reading the same person. Qatar. I've got a bit of Qatar actually. That's why my throat's hurting. Batcave. Say hello to Batman. New Delhi. Batman. She was only 14 years old. I will not bury another Batman. I will not bury another Batman, Master Wayne. I will not bury another Batman, Master Wayne. Malta, Coventry, Memphis, New Delhi, Canada, Faroe Islands, Michigan, Uranus, the sun, bit hot. Young boys almost scored, hit the post, says Sanderpan. Australia, Suffolk, Perth, Bangalore, Bulgaria, your basement, haven't got one. Suck on a lemon, Mark. Switzerland, Rotherham, West Virginia, Nairobi, Kenya, Hungary, Libya, Harrow, Sri Lanka, Nottingham in the house, Birmingham in the house, Leicester, disabled toilets at a library. There's always a comedian. maybe he's stuck. So chuck us some more comments in there. Wilder versus Fury. Interesting fight that is. Saturday the 1st of December. Talk about the match, mate. We've just spent 38 minutes talking about the match. I think we can have 2 minutes displaying and evidencing the wide global support that Manchester United have got. So there we go. That's what we did. Watching, I genuinely believe you want United to lose just so Jose can leave. You're not a real fan, says Beats Box Stray Beats. You know when you read a comment and you really wish you hadn't read it. I mean, I'm not going to block him or anything like that. I just think it's a really stupid comment because you don't know me, mate. You don't know what's going on in my head. And I've spoken for days and weeks about how excited I am about this game and how I think Manchester United will win it. And I've spoken to somebody today outside Old Trafford who said, in some ways, they'd like United to lose so Mourinho goes. What did I say to Ross? Mourinho will not be sacked even if we lose this game 5-0. I don't want Manchester United to lose this game. I want Manchester United to be in the Champions League next year. I don't want us to be outside of the Champions League. This is why you qualify it, to play games like this at Old Trafford. I want us to win. I never, ever, ever, under Jose Mourinho, have wanted us to lose a game in the hope that he would get the sack. And I'm not about to start now. So that is an absolute silly comment that I refute with total and utter dedication and severity. And I've got to say, I'm disappointed and terrified by a comment like that. Diabalo, in answer to... I've just got a bit of an itch. It's DT in my pocket. Marcus, can you hear me?
Evening, mate. How are you all doing?
I'm all right. He's playing up a bit. I'm just going to knock him out a bit. Little shit. Anyway.
He's still in there, then?
He's still in that pocket, yeah. It'll be a long time before he's out of there. Happy with the team news?
Yes, I think in terms of what Mourinho could have picked, yeah. I mean, it's nice to see that he's picked the same 11 that started against Chelsea. I still would take Lindelof out there because the defending between him and Smalling and Ashley Young against Chelsea was a bit of a shambles, I think. So I would have took Lindelof out and put Bailly in. Chong on the bench, bit of a surprise, but when you look at the injuries we've got, I think that's all he's in there for, to be honest. I don't think he's there on merit. I think it's just because he's got no one else to put on the bench, myself. But, he's in there. Hopefully he gets 20 minutes, half hour, and can light up the crowd.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I don't like sitting on the fence. My cynic in me says that he's there just to make up the numbers, and it's like, oh, look at me, I've put a young player on the bench. I don't think he'll use him, but if he uses him, fair play, and I'll be the first person to say that's fantastic. I mean, Mirrored Jeremy's made a contribution, thanks for that. He says 3-1 United, Martial scores 2 goals. And remember, you can put a contribution in through the $sign at the bottom of the live comments, but if you do, like Mirrored Jeremy did, please do leave us a comment. Ross said 1-0, I said 2-1 United. I think Ross is reaching, thinking we won't concede, but that would be stunning if he gets it right. Mirrored Jamie says 3-1. Well, what's your honest opinion? You can go the other way if you want. I've heard you like that.
My honest opinion is the way the mentality is at the minute in the team, the way they've got their tails up. I mean, second half against Newcastle, it was a good performance, I thought, the second half. First half was dreadful. I thought against Chelsea on Saturday, I thought overall it wasn't bad in the first half. It was much better in the second half, going away to Stamford Bridge and taking on top of the table and showing that we had them beat up until the last 30 seconds. So tonight, I think basing it on those two performances, Small and Lindelof, I can't see us getting a clean sheet, so I'm going to go with what you said, mate. I think 2-1 United. I think Dybala, Ronaldo, Cuadrado will cause all sorts of problems for the centre-backs, and I can't see them two keeping them out. I really can't.
And we've got a few rival fans in the live comments that I've kept an eye on, and they're laughing. They're saying you're going to get smashed. I mean, to be honest with you, why do you think that is? I mean, I'm saying we're going to win. A lot of people in the live comments are saying we're going to win. You've said a win. Ross said a win. You look at the evidence. We're 10th in the league. You look at our European performances, especially at Old Trafford. Recent ones, Sevilla, players off the park. Valencia are players off the park. Juventus are better than both those teams, yet here we are all saying, yeah, we're going to win. I know why I'm saying that. What is it that makes you feel it?
I think United tend to play better when they're the underdogs, and they play better when they're not expected to win. They play better against the bigger teams. So I think for a Champions League night back at Old Trafford, I think the last top European club that we played against was Bayern Munich, I think it was, under Moyes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's going back, 6 years? Five, 6 years now? Yeah. So, I just think when we come up against the bigger teams, the elite clubs in Europe, we tend to play better. The concentration levels are a lot better. The football, hopefully, is a lot better. And I just think that Chelsea game, you got to try and give Mourinho a bit of praise because of the way the second half panned out. So I think Pogba has a point to prove tonight. I think Ronaldo, coming back to Old Trafford as well, the spotlight will be on him. But I think I'm expecting a big game from Pogba tonight. I really am. I'm really expecting him to take charge tonight, take control of the midfield, have a really good performance, a dominant performance, be key in everything tonight for United. So, yeah, I think we can win it. I do genuinely believe that we can win this game 2-1. I really do.
For me, it's very simple and very quick. It's just the fact that you've got no Fellaini, you've got no McTominay, you've got no Lingard. I think because of those injuries, he's forced to pick the team that we want, which is Mata centrally, which is Rashford and Martial. And I think they can't play the same way Fellaini and Lingard play, which is pass sideways, pass backwards, slowly. These players want to go on the front foot, and that for me means that you can't compare this team to the team that played against Valencia a few weeks ago or Sevilla back in March. You've got different players with a different mentality. I think we'll commit more players forward. I think we'll look forward more, and I think that's why I'm a little bit confident, because it's not traditionally what Mourinho normally does, and he's forced into a different thing tonight. It could go tits up, but it really is because I've got a lot of confidence in the players that he's picked, that he doesn't normally pick, that he's had to pick. And I think that makes it. I mean, young boys have drawn with Valencia, which is a massive result for United, Marcus. I'm just going to pop and get myself a soother, but I mean, massive opportunity for United tonight, and I think we've got to go for it. I don't think we should show them any respect, but Ross thought, probably because of the evidence there, that we probably will show them a bit of respect. But we are at Old Trafford. Let's get that crowd going.
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the major factors for United tonight is to play the tempo of the Premier League. I think Italian football is a little bit slower than what the Premier League is. So I think that is going to be vitally important tonight. United need to start the game quickly. They got to pass quick. They got to play quick. Cheers, Captain. So I just think we've got to play the Premier League pace, and we shouldn't really let Juventus dictate to us in our own backyard, really. So we had a contribution here from Commander Infinite Death 99. Says United all the way 3-2. Thanks for that, mate. Another contribution from Virgil Hainsey. Thank you. It says 3 is the highest goal tally for Juve this year. Oh, okay. All right. But, I think, right, Pancars, I mean, what do you guys think in the comments? Are you nervous? I mean, I know Mark said there was a few of you debating about the win, saying we were going to lose. But, I mean, I really think the last 2 performances in the Premier League, second half performances, have been quite positive. And hopefully, United can put those 2 performances into a 90-minute game. So hopefully it all goes to plan. But yeah, I don't see any reason why United won't win the game. But Mark's coming back, Christian. Don't worry, Mark's coming back. Roma have got the zombie virus. How are we all doing? There's a lot of people saying hello here. Dan, Paul. Let's have a look at Lukaku. Where's Bailly? Bailly?
On the
not
bench.
He's not in the first 11. But Mark, I think the pace tonight for United is key. They got to play a Premier League pace game. instead of letting Juventus dictate with the ball and take control of possession, because Italian football is a little bit slower than the Premier League. I think pace is absolutely vital for United tonight.
Yeah, I've seen a few people in the live comments saying that I'm wrong, that the Italian league is not slower. I've been watching the Italian league for 25 years, probably longer than that, and it is. It always has been, and we spoke about it last night. You know, Lukaku thinks he can go and play in Italy. Dream on, mate. They defend deep. It's a lot slower, and that's why there's proper strikers in Italy, because you don't get as many opportunities and you don't get as much space. But United don't play particularly quick either, so that could be a leveller, which is why I'd agree with you. I think we've got to go on the front foot. Cook that crowd. There's so much excitement around Old Trafford. I've been up there today. There's so much excitement amongst you lot. You know, if the players give something for the fans in the first 10 minutes, they'll stay cooked till half time. And if they continue that in the second half, they'll stay cooked till full time. And that can be the 12th man, and that can be the difference. But if we show them respect, if we sit back, if we give them the ball, the crowd will become irrelevant, because they'll become frustrated and they'll become quiet. And that's not what we want to see. So we got the players on that pitch tonight to go and do it. I think sometimes we can't say that. Sometimes we're like, oh shit, we've got a midfield of Fellaini, Matic and Pogba. Are they going to move the ball quick enough? Well, tonight we've got Pogba, Mata and Matic. They can move the ball. You've got Rashford and Martial. They can get down them flanks. You've got Young and Shaw, who can bomb on. So I think we're going to learn a lot about this game in the first 10 minutes. I don't think it means we're going to lose if we don't attack, but I think we do need to do that, and I really, really do hope that we do. Struggling a bit tonight.
You're all right, mate. You got a sore throat or something?
Yeah.
Your voice
I've got my water, I've got my strepsils, I'll be alright. Glad to see Martial starting again, says Stephen Diak, and I'm sure as well. Marcus had answered that about Bailly. A few people going 3-1, which is good. I like the positivity.
It's positive, yeah.
Lots of positivity.
I mean, I definitely do think we'll win. I don't know why. Call me crazy. But I just have. I was talking to Jared earlier, and Jared was saying he's got a sneaky feeling that maybe Mourinho is like beginning to turn this around now. And looking at the past results, he could be right. But I just think on the big occasions, United tend to stand up and be counted. They tend to show what they're all about, and especially when they're not expected to win. We weren't expected to win at Chelsea, and look what we did. We had the game won, barring the last 28 seconds. So I just think tonight, when you look at the Juventus team and you think, United's team don't really stand up to it. When you look at the Ronaldos, Dybalas, the defence, and you think, by all accounts, we should get hammered. But I don't know. I just think, I think he could spring a surprise tonight. United can. They really can.
Well, it suits Jose, doesn't it? He likes to be the underdog. We are the underdog, whether we like it or not. And we've got the home advantage. I just hope he lets the players run free. I mean, the players are about to come out now, which is this is probably going to be one of the most, there's not many times that football grabs you emotionally. Well, it does, but there's levels to it. And this tonight, watching Ronaldo walk out at Old Trafford, possibly for the last time, is probably what was on most Manchester United fans' minds before this game. He's not quite coming out yet, so I'm just going to read a few super chats. Stephen Diak, we read yours about he's glad that Martial's starting again. Virgil Hainsey says 3 is the highest goal tally for Juventus this year, so let's hope we're not going to concede more than that. CMD Infinite Death 99 says United all the way 3-2. I'd love a high scoring game like that. Fraser, I hope we play a whole 90 minutes of attacking football. Yeah, definitely with that, mate, as well. Remember, smash the like button. We want to go over 1,000 likes. Bit of superstition. Come on, United. And also remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. Flex and Rants are both at the game. Saw them at Old Trafford earlier on. They'll be doing the fan cams afterwards, which I think is going to be really, really interesting. Also got the match reaction. Obviously the watch along as well. So get yourselves involved and have your say. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, if you are new, and join the United Stand Army. For the fans, by the fans. So Pogba's in the dugout. Dugout. We better not be having a tug out. That's banned. That doesn't do anything good for your virality on the pitch. There's Ronaldo. So they're not quite out yet. I think they're going to be pushing it for an 8 o'clock kickoff, but they ain't going to be far off. About 4 minutes to go.
I mean, also with the result of young boys against Valencia, if United win this game, it firmly puts them in command of the group. For me. So you got that added incentive as well. So obviously the players are going to know that result from earlier. So I think, I really do. I just think everything points towards a United win at the minute tonight.
Ronaldo looking up at Pogba, but looking him up and down.
We win this game, it puts us up to 7 points.
I do look at this with Ronaldo in the United tunnel though, and I do have a massive feeling of why did we not go all out to get him? Because we didn't. Ronaldo said there was only ever one offer, and I just see him there, and I think what especially when he's handshaking Lukaku, and you think if that was Ronaldo instead of Lukaku for United, I know we've had a bad start to the season, but at Brighton against Spurs, he missed big chances, Lukaku. Would Ronaldo miss those? No, he wouldn't. But here he comes out anyway. Let's just see this. All eyes will be on Ronaldo as he walks out to a packed Old Trafford, Champions League, under the lights, autumnal night. You don't get any better than this. Here he is. I'm sure he won't show any emotion. Just has a little bit of a hop. But
fantastic reaction, hopefully.
Fantastic. Legend for me. Absolutely legend of Manchester United. Yeah. I think this might be the last time I do. I mean, never say never. I think he will be at Juventus for a couple of years, but how often do we play Juventus? So this could be his last walk out at Old Trafford. But you're right. I think you're right about Mourinho as well. I mean, I don't get it, but I do feel it. I don't know whether that makes sense. I don't get it, but I do feel it. It feels like around Mourinho at the moment, the way he's acting as well, it's as if we are top of the league and we are playing well, because his persona is one of extreme security, and there's a lot of United fans very positive about him. But I don't really understand why. We are 10th in the league. We did play crap against Newcastle apart from the second half. We did play crap against Chelsea apart from the second half. But I think there is a feeling that maybe we've turned a corner, but that corner needs to be turned tonight with a win. Then people can start believing.
It does. Yeah, it does, definitely. I think in terms of the way we play, how we sit out in the first 10 minutes is going to be absolutely vital. A lot is going to depend on United picking that ball up, dictating the tempo of the game, and going at Juventus and showing no fear. I mean, just because they have, like I say, they got the Ronaldos, Dybalas, Cuadrados, and their defence. Bonucci, is it, and Chiellini? I mean, they have got decent players, and on paper they should be beating us, but we all know it's not played on paper. And I think United have got their tails up at the minute. Over those last 2 games in the Premier League, I think United could really prove a point tonight.
Yes, I mean, of course, one thing I would say about Ronaldo is formerly of United, of course, but there's no players there that played with him at United. It really is about the fans, isn't it? There's no manager anymore. He has been back to United when Sir Alex was here. He has been back to United and played against players that he played with, but this is coming back to the club and the fans. This is not coming back to any players or manager. This is about the club. So it's a little bit different as well in that sense.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm just gone through the handshakes, and him and Pogba was having a cuddle, and Lukaku and Ronaldo having a cuddle. So it's nice to see that there is a mutual respect there, to him. The guy is an absolute legend at Manchester United, the best player in the world. And for someone of his age as well, to still have that standard and to still have that mentality of wanting to be the best is absolutely phenomenal.
It is. I'm very excited about this game. I know everybody else is very excited as well. It's about to kick off. It's a little bit late, but to be honest with you, I think there was a point where people thought it was going to be a lot late because United had a problem with the bus and the traffic. Again, Jose Mourinho having to walk to the stadium. But just before kick-off, let me just say, you are on the United Stand. We are live. We'll be live all the way through till full time. We've got fan cams, we've got match reaction. Do subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved in the United Stand. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We normally have a show going up at 1 o'clock lunchtime as well. Skype call-ins, all sorts going on. So get involved and have your say. But these are the games. We don't. You know what? If you sat there thinking it's Tuesday night, it's just Champions League, these sort of games don't come around very often. Sit back, enjoy it, get involved in the chat, and let's hope that this could be one of those nights. This could be one of those few nights throughout your United career that you look back, and I say United career because it is our United career as a fan, isn't it? That you look back and go, remember that night where we played United, we played Juventus, Ronaldo came back and we won 4-1 and we played absolutely amazing. That could happen. Ronaldo's weakness, Man United fans showering with love, says Red Baron. Look, will Ronaldo lose focus? I don't know. I don't think he's that sort of player. But we're about to kick off. Mata to do it, and away we go.
I think Mata playing at number 10 is going to be vital for tonight as well.
Well, it's these first few minutes that we were talking about. 55999 says it's going to be a good game. Matic playing alongside Pogba, obviously, in a sort of 4-2-1-3, which will probably become more of a 4-3-4-1-3. Oh, fuck it. I can't even think. But Rashford's got it here, but it's Sandro who gets in front of him, and it goes off Rashford for a throw-in.
Been a long day.
It's been a long day. But Pogba coming a bit deep there. This is what it's all about. This first 10 minutes, will we get the crowd up and running? Will we get the crowd up and running? Will we go on the front foot? There's a little bit of a hint there that we will with Rashford, but it's all going to be about who gets hold of the ball first, and it's Juventus, of course, with the throw-in, and a few little passes around the centre circle at the moment, but there's a little skip away there. United need to be a little bit careful here, but a bad layoff by Cuadrado, and it's an opportunity for United to bring it away. But a poor pass by Matic, and Juventus have picked the ball up again.
Yeah, this is again
already on the back foot here, Man United.
Yeah, first couple of minutes on the back foot, they're picking up the second balls, and they're already winning the 50-50s as well.
Well, I'm interested. I mean, I'm a big fan of Alexandra, and I think Jose Mourinho is a big fan of Alexandra, and I think if he'd been given the money, we might not be seeing Luke Shaw at left back. We might be seeing Alexandra, which would have been a shame because Luke Shaw's been brilliant. And I think actually, whoever said that Mourinho couldn't have Alexandro, whether it was luck or not, it's worked out brilliant because it saved us a load of money. We've got a young English left back playing for United. I wouldn't swap that for the world. But it doesn't take away from the fact that I really do rate Alexandro. So keep your eye on him. Nobody's lost out there. I think Luke Shaw's been brilliant for us, but I still think Sandro's a good player, so let's see how he goes. But it is sitting back a bit, says Quezi number 2, and it is all Juventus at the moment. But Pogba's won it back there with a bit of a shove, but he's all right. And Rashford now has got some space to run into. Yep,
United looking to sit deep at the minute and
free kick,
letting Juventus have the ball. They're not pressing again like they did in the first half against Chelsea. That was very laboured pressing as well.
Daniel makes a good point. Juventus is going to absolutely take advantage of Matic, always requiring 2 touches minimum when getting the ball. Look, if I played against Matic, I'd be straight in on him because he's going to take more than 1 touch. I agree with that. But I tell you what, United have got a good free kick opportunity here to swing it in from the right. It should be a left footer. It should be Mata to do so.
Should be.
Smalling, Lukaku, Pogba. Yeah, it is Mata on it. So he's going to whip across in, get it in that danger zone.
All the height are up there. But I mean, good. That was good bit of skill there. I mean, I know it was only a little bit of skill from Rashford, but nice bit of trickery there to get the foul down the right hand side. At least he's not afraid to go forward tonight and put pressure on their left back.
Someone just run on the pitch here because we've got stewards on.
Might be George Kyle streaking because Ronaldo's there.
Might be DT running out of my pocket.
It could be. He's escaped. Yeah.
He's escaped from my pocket.
Oh, dear. How's your leg anyway? Okay.
It's sore as you saw.
Yeah. That's a streaker, yeah. DT. Pancars, Kylie, the pitch invader. Yeah. He loves Ronaldo though, doesn't he? So
Yeah.
Referee's trying to. What's going on here at the edge of the box here? Still there doing. Come on, slowing the game down.
It's, nothing happened with the free kick, which I wish I'd predicted just before it actually, because one thing is that Juventus are defensively going to be very, very good. We've got another free kick from the other side now, a little bit of a trip on Luke Shaw, so it's another opportunity to whip one in, but it's going to have to be a real quality ball into the box against a team like Juventus, who, they're Italian, aren't they? The cliche, I know, but defensively you've got Bonucci, Chiellini. They're going to be very, very good in the air. So we've got to be putting some really decent ball in there. Which we don't really have. Mata. It's not going to be Mata. It's going to be Rashford, and his crosses are very hit and miss, and he's not really somebody who whips it in. It's not. Yes, again, he's not being the first man.
Already gone with Ashley Young for that free kick there.
Yeah.
At least he's going to get height and a semi-good delivery on him. But I think the weak point from Juventus's back line is probably Szczesny. He's a very, very weak goalkeeper for me. Yeah.
Ronaldo there, foul by Ashley Young.
Yeah. Just
sent him back to Watford. He really did. It was a lovely bit of skill, and Young had to take the free kick and the L.
Yep. The lad still got it. What was he, 34 now? 33?
To be honest, I thought it was Dybala for a moment because it was bloody brilliant. But fair play, Ronaldo.
Yeah, I think Ashley Young had to do that then. Had no choice, really. Oh, dear. People, are you watching the game or just wasting your time posting comments as work? Well, the game is on BT Sport. BT Sport 2, I think it is. Gareth, BT Sport 2. RJ Gaming says United 3, Juventus 2. That'd be a cracking game if that ends up to be right.
Well, we're 5 minutes in already, and Juventus are definitely the team that's just keeping hold of the ball. And I would like to have seen us more on the front foot, but we're probably going to play in a bit of a different way, aren't we? And he's given a corner there, which I thought was a goal kick, to be fair. But we've got to be careful on the old set pieces for sure.
We were suspect set pieces at the weekend, and we suffered for it at the end of the game. So concentration has got to be there tonight. You can't afford any mistakes against this front three. But Juventus, like you said, definitely keeping hold of the ball very well. And
this is where I worry on set pieces with United. We saw it against Chelsea. Not a good delivery, luckily, and it's cleared, and that should get cleared as well. But shocking, weren't we, at the weekend with the set pieces? And fortunately, that was not a very good cross. Yeah,
defensively, we were all at sea at the weekend,
like a pack of dolphins. Martial's not really had a touch, I don't think, here. Nobody's really had anything of note. We've just had a couple of fouls on Shaw and Rashford, and then free kicks have not really lived up to the position. But I think that comes down to the deliverable and the fact that Juventus are a very well organised team. But we're getting a lot of men behind the ball. To be honest with you, we're playing a bit like we did against Chelsea, Marcus, where we're soaking up the opposition and looking to hit on the break. And I don't like that at home, but he'll get away with it because it's Juventus. Chris Joseph has made a contribution. Thank you, Chris. He says both teams showing each other much respect. I don't think Juventus are. I think Juventus want to have a go, and there's a bit of a chance here. I think. Lukaku, no foul given. So if he can get it under control, just about keeps it in. Banter forward. That pass is shit. What the bloody hell is that from Lukaku? He's 10 yards away from the touchline, nearly goes out for a throw-in. Then he tries to switch the play and passes it to a Juventus player. Unbelievably crap.
Can you not tell the difference between white and red? Oh dear.
I don't think he knows what a football is at the moment.
Jeez. A lot of people in the comments saying WTF. Yeah, exactly. Lol. Wow.
That was shocking. Yeah. There was two bits there. He wins the ball 10 yards away from the throw-in line. His control nearly sends it out for a throw-in, and then he switches the play to a Juventus player. He's a concern at the moment. Just stay in the box and try and score. Don't get involved in anything to do with building up the play. But Ronaldo's playing quite deep as well.
Yeah. I mean, Lukaku, he had the simple 5-10 yard pass there on the right hand side to Rashford as well. So, he just tried the Hollywood pass instead. So, bad decision.
He's picking Juventus up the runner there.
Yeah, Juventus, they're picking up the ball. They're winning the 50-50s.
Decent cross just over Ronaldo. He's out of form, yeah. Deepak, Kunda. Let's be fair. He is out of form. Ronaldo, not Ronaldo, Lukaku.
But, I mean, Ronaldo's looking dangerous. They're definitely trying to work the flanks, Juventus. I mean, they're trying to twist and turn, get over. They're keeping possession.
Bit of space. Nice ball.
Come on.
Mata ran away from it, but Juventus pick it up. I look like Ed Woodward, says Brad Pierce. God, I must be ill.
See, that's the thing as well. I mean, tonight you've got to get Martial on the ball. He's been very quiet in the first 10 minutes or so. I mean, the way he took his goals at the weekend, I mean, the boy's confidence must be sky high. So get him on the ball, get him running.
Well, we're already looking like we're going to do what we did against Newcastle and Chelsea, aren't we? It's going to be the bad first half. It's not, I don't. What I don't understand is, and I know we've had the 10 minutes now, so I can say this safely. No matter what happens now, the first 10 minutes of this game, we haven't got on the front foot and got the crowd up. And I get fed up of lamenting to the past of old European nights under Sir Alex Ferguson in the Champions League, when no matter who the opposition was, get the ball down the flanks, get the fullbacks bombing on, whip some crosses into the box. It's not hard. It doesn't matter who you are. You can do that. And again, we've sat back and we've done sod all. We had a couple of free kicks, but that was for fouls. We've not done anything in open play in the first 10 minutes of a European night at Old Trafford where everyone's excited, and we've not got anybody up again. And I think that's unacceptable. Yeah,
I mean, Juventus have looked dangerous when they come forward. They've had a couple of crosses into the box. Quadrado's got into the box as well a couple of times. But United, apart from the two set plays, have not attacked Juventus in any way, I don't think.
Rob Edwards says we are still shit, and we've been papering over the cracks with the last two games.
Andrew Ellis says the fridge is useless. Glenn says Juve are dictating this game. I think so. Yeah, I think so. They're keeping hold of the ball well, but United are doing exactly what they did against Chelsea in the first half. They're not pushing forward. They're not pressing. They're just quite happy to let Juventus have the ball over the halfway line, and basically saying to them, "Come and break us down." But it shouldn't be like that at Old Trafford. Not at all.
It's
it
not
should be
Manchester
complete
United,
opposite.
is it? It's Mourinho United, and it might get as a result. Look, it's very early. It's 0-0. It might get as a result, but there's just no urgency. There's no passion. There's no fight. It's I just don't know. Just giving up possession and allowing the opportunity. What we've basically done is we've lost home advantage in the first 10 minutes as per usual, because we've let a team come to Old Trafford, get settled on the ball. It's like Newcastle, isn't it? Black and white. There's half a chance there for, I think it's Dybala as the cross comes in. He knows it. Unmarked.
Yeah.
Lindelof and Matic arguing because they don't know who's picking up who.
Pjanic is very instrumental in the way Juventus are going forward at the minute. He's picking up a lot of the balls in midfield and knocking them 30-yard passes over the top as well. So United have really got to get a handle on him. There's so many dangerous players for Juventus going forward. Everyone's at sea. They don't, like you just said there, they don't know who they're picking up. Really strange. But I think United's got away with one there. If the cross was a little bit better, that really could have been 1-0 to Juventus with Dybala.
Yeah, I'm just George. I agree with you on that one. Look at Lindelof there. I mean, why Dybala's unmarked? I don't know.
He's so far away. Yeah.
He's so far away. It worries me. The defence worry me anyway. Pogba's playing like a quarterback, coming off getting it off the back four, which is. I mean, what's that? What is that?
Yeah.
A long ball at Old Trafford in the 13th minute.
And there we was thinking we was going to play the ball on the ground. But
Well,
United,
we're 13 minutes in. Games go through stages, and of course United can get into this game, but it's not the start we wanted. It's not the start. I'm not going to say expected because the evidence suggests that won't happen, but it's not. I don't know. I just wondered. I just wonder about why you'd refuse to play a way that's going to get 75,000 people on your side. I don't know.
no.
Don't let Juventus settle. And
No, exactly, and that's where they got to start pressing, because if they're going to sit back like they did at Chelsea and do exactly the same thing, then it's only going to be a matter of time before Juventus score. What with Smalling and Lindelof there, they've already given away one chance to Dybala. Thankfully, he's missed it.
Another
but the
foul
danger
here.
signs are
This
there.
is what we are, though, aren't we? We're a team that picks up fouls to put balls in the box. We don't actually create anything in the box from open play. We're just a team that wins fouls and lumps balls into the box, which without Fellaini is. I don't think that was a foul on Pogba anyway.
No, I don't.
I think he lunged with his foot.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's.
Well, this is a decent free kick. It's more infield. It's for Mata. He can curl it towards the goal. And as long as it's got the right trajectory, any little bit of a head could skim it in.
Get a flick on, yeah. But,
Pogba got it. Easy for Chesney. Alligators. Do our defenders actually practice together? It's a good point, mate. You would hope they do. Thanks for the contribution. Pogba's header, he's never going to score from there. He does well. He gets it on target, but the power's just not there. It's catching practice for a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Mata on Sandro.
You don't think this is a bit of a tactical thing by Mourinho? Do you think saying, like, as soon as we get the free kicks, just pump it into the box and hope for the best?
Look, because the one thing I would say is that we should all expect a very good second half from United, because this is very, very similar to Chelsea and Newcastle games, our last two games, where we start very badly, half time, something happens and we suddenly play like a team in the second half. So hopefully that's what we're going to see. But good chance. 1-0. 1-0. It was there. It was coming. It's Dybala. It's 1-0 to Juventus, and the same old path. It's the same trodden path. It's like a long garden that you haven't cut, and you walk into your shed time after time, and the path appears. And that's Manchester United. We know it. We know it's going to happen. We know it. We sit back. We invite teams on. They score. It's boring. It's bloody boring, because they just happens time after time. Ashley Young. Where's Lindelof again? Where's Matic again? We were warned about this a few minutes ago. Cross comes in, Smalling makes the interception, drops to the 6-yard box, and Dybala totally unmarked with Matic and Lindelof holding hands like a couple of pricks. We saw it, Marcus. It was coming.
Yeah,
it was coming.
We said when Dybala had that chance like a few minutes ago, it was a let-off, I think, if only the cross was a little bit better. But yeah, this... I think what we're seeing now is how bad Lindelof is when he doesn't have someone there holding his hand. It's a shambles. What the hell is? Where is he? Where is Lindelof? He's almost like he just gives up running. Absolutely terrible defending. Smalling is there in front of his man. Lindelof absolutely nowhere to be seen.
It's a it's a shambolic, embarrassing start again for United.
Yep, absolutely disgraceful defending again. Schoolboy defending from Lindelof. You shouldn't be defending like that and giving that lad that much space at this level. Not at all.
The thing is, it's not surprising now. People talk about change. And look, maybe we'll win this game. Maybe we'll come back and win this game. We did against Newcastle. We nearly did against Chelsea. But how many times is it going to be acceptable to start like this in games of football at Old Trafford? It's bloody embarrassing. We're so predictable that we're not going to turn up.
Yeah. But I mean, this for me, that defending there, it says to me every reason why Bailly should be starting as many games as he can, because Bailly, at least he comes across as a leader. You know, he talks. There's communication between him and Smalling. Lindelof, there is just no communication between him and Smalling whatsoever. He's got no positional sense, no sense of marking. We saw that against Chelsea. You know, we've seen it again tonight.
Literally 2 minutes before, 2 or 3 minutes before, Dybala unmarked heads over and wide. 3 minutes later, same thing again, unmarked. And it's the second phase of play again. That's what annoys me. If it's unmarked from the cross, that's bad. But the cross comes in, Smalling makes the interception, and it's the second ball he's unmarked from. It's like the equaliser that Chelsea got. You know, David Luiz is the first phase. The second ball, people aren't marked. That's even worse. If you're not marked on the first phase, you can say, I was caught out or was a bit slow. But the second phase, you should already be in place marking from the first phase. It's even worse defending. It's really inexcusable. And, Jose's picking this team, and I just think, what is going on? What is going on with our defence? I worry about Lindelof. I do. I think he's a good defender, but I don't see the evidence that he should be starting games for United. And at the moment, we seem to have upped the tempo again, having gone 1-0 down. But why was that tempo not there in the first 20 minutes?
Yeah, exactly. I remember saying that to you for the Newcastle game. Why do we have to go behind to wake up and start playing football? Yeah, we should never have been in that situation with Newcastle being 2-0 down at half time. And it's happened again tonight. Now we've started to press the ball. Now they've decided to wake up and try and actually attack. We're picking up the second balls now, but it's why do we put ourselves in this situation every bloody time? Every time. On a night like this, the lights at Old Trafford, Champions League night, against one of the favourites to win the tournament as well. We should be giving a good account of ourselves. But
the thing is, no United fan wants to lose, right? But sometimes you will lose and play well, and that's all we want. We just want a bit of passion and to play in the right way. And if we lose, well, we lose, don't we? But what we don't want is just turning up and doing sod all in a game of football. And time again, this is what's happening. It's embarrassing. And I hope that we can produce something in this second half. But not in the second half yet. But I hope we can revitalise ourselves and produce something. But at the moment, it's a bloody disgrace. Another shot, another save by De Gea. And
again, we've not had one shot on target yet either, and we're over the 20-minute mark, and we're the home team. What is going on?
Sam Eamson says, "Well, it's official. Manchester United are diabolical." Nice joke, mate.
That's a
good save by De Gea. That was. Thanks for the contribution, Sam. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner if you're new.
United now, they look all over the place. Absolutely all over the place.
The thing is,
Juventus.
I say we can't afford to concede another goal, but you never know. You just never know with United, do you? Second half, we'll probably come out and score 4 goals. But even if that happens again, we're just going to say, well, what's going on? Why are we not, brilliant result, but why can't we start a game?
Yeah. If we don't win this game, I fear that Europa League beckons.
Well, because young boys have drawn with Valencia, there's still a chance, I suppose. But
yeah, we've got to go away to Valencia, haven't we? And we've got to go to Turin as well.
Thing is, though, Valencia might have drawn with young boys, but Valencia, as we saw in the Old Trafford game, yes, they can't hit an ocean from a boat, but they can certainly pass the ball about. And United struggle against footballing teams. We do. The same's happened tonight. Any team that comes to us, whether it's Old Trafford or away from home, passes the ball on the floor, we're screwed, because Mourinho doesn't like a team to press and he doesn't like a team to move quickly. So if you're a team that moves the ball on the ground, happy days against United.
I think the worst thing for United is they've not played quick football. They've allowed Juventus to settle, and that's probably the worst thing they could have done. They should have dictated the tempo from minute one and kept it going up until half time.
Lukaku's just let Bonucci go there. Followed him for a bit, then he lets him go.
Yeah. He is looking he does look considerably
What's
overweight.
that again?
The passing from
He's got to be
United
careful,
is-
Lukaku, because he's going to lose
Yeah.
the goodwill he's got left with people like me. And there are still some fans who think, he can turn this around. But at the moment, it's another shit show from Lukaku. And you've got to hold the ball up. If you don't hold the ball up, we don't keep the ball in the final third. And CGS says, this is embarrassing. Where's the passion from the players? Fans are excellent, but the players don't give a toss. Change is the way to improve. And Mr. Silas 209 says, Manchester United is playing like prime Stoke 2010. I'm proud. Well, I think, didn't Stoke City do an official tweet to say that they actually beat some of the teams that we beat in 2000 that we lost to in 2010? So we might not even be that level, but if we can get to half time and it's still only 1-0, we 70% possession, 3 times the amount of passes. That's fucking terrible. That is terrible at home. At home. What a joke.
I'm looking here at how Juventus are passing the ball, and United are quite content to sit in their own half and let Juventus have it on the halfway line. They're not pressing. They're not doing anything to get that ball back. I mean, they're allowing Juventus to switch the play. They're allowing them to get the ball passed on the floor, and they're still picking up the 50-50s as well. And United, they're just not doing anything. Absolutely nothing. No one's hunting that ball down to get it back. No one's taking the game by the scruff of the neck and saying, right, okay, let's go for it. I mean, that's
just made me. And I'm not one who goes in for stats, but bloody hell. They've had 3 times the amount of passes and they've got 70% possession, and we're at Old Trafford in the first 25 minutes. I mean, if you've ever seen a clearer indication, sod the result. The tactics to start this game are a bloody disgrace. No matter what happens in the rest of it, to actually set yourself up to sit back and soak up an opposition at Old Trafford is bloody disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. It is. I'm sorry. I'll say that to anybody. Yeah. It's a bloody joke. And yes, we might go and win the game, and people can come back and say, you were being negative and we won. If we win, of course I want us to win. But whatever happens in this game now, that is straight from the training ground, and it is a bloody disgrace. Do you think Liverpool, if Real Madrid came to Anfield, would sit back? Would they, Hal? Would City do it? No. Doesn't matter who the opposition is. If you're at home, dictate and use that home advantage to your advantage. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of this sitting back crap that has got nothing to do with the identity of the club that I love. This is fraudulent football. This is not Manchester United football. This is a bloody disgrace to the badge, and it needs to stop. And I thought with this team it could. Matthew West is off to bed. He says, embarrassing. I wouldn't go to bed, Matthew. We could still win it, although Juventus are in again here. He's probably overcooked that. Young clears it.
Dangerous.
He wasted that really because he was through.
There was a good opportunity there to create something for Juventus, but I mean, what are they playing at? I mean, what?
Well, these stats are only going to get worse because even from 30% and 3 times the passing, all we've seen is Juventus passing. So it's going to be 4 times in a minute, and it'll be down to 20% possession.
Yeah, it's all Juventus at the minute. They're just knocking the ball about. No pressing. There's no enthusiasm from the United players. There's no energy.
It's almost like we do it on purpose. It's the same as the Chelsea game. It's like we allow the opposition to become so dominant that they sort of drop a gear. And then in the second half, you catch them out because they've gone, whoa, shit, United are suddenly playing now. I just don't get it.
It's absolutely terrible.
I did not expect this tonight. I didn't expect this. I thought, bit of pride, bit of passion. I didn't expect this, and I don't think Juventus are a brilliant team from what they've done. They are obviously got a great pedigree, but I don't think they've had to do much to play this well. We're not even playing. Spot on, AS7 Alexi. We're not even playing this game at the moment.
Yeah. We're not. They're just jogging around, getting in front of the ball, and that's it. They're not even going in for the tackle on the Juventus players. They're just standing in front of them as if to say, right, okay, pass it sideways. There's no tackles going in at all from any Manchester United player. There's no conviction. There's no fight. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Juventus
I
again.
can't even remember Mata getting a touch on the ball.
Corner. Oh, Martial's virtually a left wing back there on that phase of play.
Well, yeah, we thought, I certainly thought being at home, United would be dictating the tempo of the game and being a team that string the passes together to open up Juventus, but it's the complete opposite way round again.
I tell you what, I don't know what
Juventus
people
look like
think
the
at
home
home or you, Marcus, but you wouldn't be chucking to Heath Chong. I wouldn't want to Heath Chong to be thrown into this. It's not fair.
No, yeah, definitely not fair. Definitely
Another
not fair.
cross. Chance for Bentancur, I think it was that time. Heads it over. And I don't know who's meant to be marking him. Mata, who's about half his bloody size. Jesus Christ. But you know what? I was talking about this, and yes, we can still go and win this game, but even if we go and win it, is this what you want to see from Manchester United week in, week out? I don't get why people are suddenly saying, yeah, give Jose a chance, give him a chance. For what? For this same crap?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Biggie Third says Juventus aren't even a possession-based team. Exactly.
That just goes to show how bad United are at pressing tonight. I mean, Pjanic is absolutely dictating that midfield. Absolutely.
I mean, let's be fair. They are Juventus. They are Italian champions for many years. They've got Ronaldo in their team. Yes. I agree with all that. But it's not actually about that. Obviously Juventus could win this game no matter how we play. But the reality is we're not playing. We're not pressing. We've created nothing. We've not had a shot in goal yet. Half an hour now at home in a big game. Crowd absolutely revved up. I don't think we've got near the box yet, apart from the free kicks where we've knocked it in there.
Yeah, I think apart from Pogba's header, that's it, isn't it? We've created nothing in open play whatsoever.
Martial, we've got a little bit of something going on here.
I think this. If United come out in the second half exactly the same way, it's trouble. It's going to be curtains, I think.
See, that's a great run by Rashford, but he's trying to win. He gets past 3 Juventus players. You're not going to get past 4 and 5, are you? It's not. That's not how you do it, Marcus. I know it gets the crowd going a little bit, but that's not at this level. You're not going to do that. You're not going to go past 5 or 6 players. It's not going to happen. You got to. No. That's good from Young. Put the cross in.
Yeah.
Corner.
Well, at least that's something.
Yeah.
At least it's something. But you know how crap we are on corners.
How does Lukaku always look winded and sweating when the camera is on him? That screams a player that's physically out of shape, says Alligator. He'll score now. Mata. Small. Oh, God. What was that? Man United throw.
I mean, this is the thing as well. If United, they got to come out and do something in the second half, and it's only going to let the likes of Dybala and Cuadrado have even more space than what they've got at the minute in this first half.
Here we go, Cuadrado. Got a 3v3. Watch Ronaldo. Watch Dybala. He's held on to that for too long. Dybala. Good block by Lindelof, to be fair. They wasted that. But, I still think United, for all the rivals and moaning that everybody's doing, I still do think that United have shown in the last 2 games that, of course, in the second half they can come back and do it. I'm not saying that we won't do it. Of course we can come back and do it. We probably will come back and do it because we've done it for the last 2 games. What I'm saying is, it doesn't excuse why we have to put up with this shit every single game at the moment for the first half an hour. It's just... Why? You can't keep gifting starts to teams.
No, you can't, because straight away, I mean, if you take into account the tactics, as soon as they come on the pitch, I mean, they're already at a disadvantage straight away in this game just by the tactics that he's told them to employ out in the field. So, they're basically playing with their shoelaces, tied together, because they're all restricted in what they can do. It's such a shame. I mean, why has he employed these tactics against Juventus at home? just don't get it. There's no attacking enthusiasm from anyone in there. I mean, Rashford just tried to go past like 4 or 5 players, but you can't do that, man. You can't do that at this level. And then when Juventus counter-attack, they've got some speed in them. They really have.
Mirrored JB says, it pains me that Sir Alex comes to Old Trafford and our team play this horrible all the time, and Brad the lad Lukaku is as useful as a chocolate ashtray. Thanks for the contribution, lads. And United are starting to press now. It's been better the last 5 minutes, but I've not got the answer as to why we have to wait to be behind to do that, because we certainly weren't pressing before the goal.
No, definitely. It was near enough a carbon copy of the first half at Chelsea. Yeah.
And again, I hope we can just keep it at 1. Because at 1, well, Newcastle it was 2 and we still came back, so you never say never. But at 1 goal, if you get a goal, you equalise, it's suddenly got a bit of momentum. But
well, the thing is, Mark, I mean, there's a hell of a difference between Newcastle and Juventus, isn't there? Yeah. So,
Ronaldo hasn't scored yet as well, which I think a lot of people feel that he probably will do, because that's just the way it goes, isn't it? Here we go. Martial's got a bit of space here. A bit of a mistake by Cancelo. Oh.
Yeah. It's going to be a heavy reliance now on Martial and Rashford to do something.
But he can't sub him, can he? He's got nothing on the bench.
No, he can't. No.
You can't. I mean, yeah, you can sub him. You can bring Pereira on. You can bring Fred on, but they're not wingers. The only winger we've got is Tahith Chong, and you can't chuck a kid into this.
No, totally not fair. Totally not fair.
Martial has been poor, Kevin McGee. I'm a big fan of Martial, as you know, but he has been poor. But tell me a player who's played well, though, to be honest.
Yeah. The whole team has been, for me, absolute shit so far.
Here we go, Martial, bit of space. Commit the man. Good ball. Lukaku lays it off. Matic, why didn't you just hit it? Have a shot on goal.
Yeah.
Cross comes in, and Juventus are on the break again.
Caden Hardy-Taylor says, what is this crap?
Ronaldo. Definite foul by Young. You're lucky he hasn't been booked, Ashley Young. Yeah. Richest club in the world, biggest bus team in the world. It's so sad to watch how far United have sunk. It's a joke. We need change, says Luke Skywalker. Thanks for the contribution. Have we got a centre forward today, says Red Devil TV? But it's been like that for 7 games, mate. It's been like that for 7 games. Lukaku is so out of form, but there literally isn't anybody on the bench to bring him off for anyway.
No, there isn't. No, absolutely no one. I think that shows we don't have the squad depth.
Devo really says that Chesney's not that good, which is what you'd said, Marcus, but it doesn't bloody matter. Yeah. If you don't shoot, I could be in goal. And I'm a United fan, I'd let it in. It doesn't matter if you don't shoot. So. How are we being dominated at home, says Alfie Thomas, exactly. Ronaldo on this free kick, it's not going to go in, it's straight at De Gea, but he palms it. And another good save by De Gea. Probably didn't get hold of the first one as well as he should have done. The follow-up shot was good. And over. But a little bit of a warning there.
Is that, they're looking to put this game to bed. They want the second, they're not resting on their laurels on the 1-0.
To be fair, those saves by De Gea were pretty standard. We're passing out from the back here, which is actually quite encouraging to see. At least it means we keep possession. Pogba's got it. That's good from United, actually. Passing out from the back. We've worked our way up the pitch with Young. Crap pass. Juventus get it back.
This is absolutely embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. I don't think there's any other word that, well, diabolical. Yeah. It should not be happening at Old Trafford. It should not be happening at all. I mean, you want the crowd up on their feet, and that's down to the players to produce something.
Yeah, I've always said this. People say, the fans are getting a bit, restless, this, that and the other. But the fans will react to the way what happens on the football pitch. And you can't fake enthusiasm. The fans will start the game, and before the game they're enthusiastic because the game's not kicked off. And they'll continue it for a few minutes, but then when it's crap on the pitch, you can't fake enthusiasm when you're just being delivered shit in front of your eyes. If they come out in the second half like they did against Newcastle, the fans will respond, but they can't fake it. You know, the players have got a responsibility to make it. And, you know, I mean, it's another corner here. I worry about any set piece against United because we've been so consistently bad this season at with set pieces.
Yeah, it's been like that though for a few seasons now. I remember, talking about set pieces with Van Gaal in charge.
But with Bonucci, Chiellini, Ronaldo,
yeah, they are dangerous. Definitely, they've definitely got a height advantage on United as a team as well. But,
got it out, have we? No.
Yeah. They're so
got it out. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're so tired, but I think it's more of a bit of depression to be honest. They just don't like the style of play.
Yeah, I don't think the players don't play for Mourinho. I don't think the players actually hate Mourinho. I just don't think they. I think the football. I think the style of football is dead football, really.
Yeah.
Screamer 1996 is supposed to be entertainment. What we are is unentertainment. It could be, couldn't disagree with it, mate. To be honest, it's.
I mean, you wouldn't see any other top European clubs play like this at all.
This is what young boys will do against Juventus. They'll defend and they'll sit back and they'll give up possession and they'll try, but to stop them from scoring. Sad thing is, board will ignore this result, says after look, Mourinho ain't getting sacked if we lose today. It'll just be, oh well, it's Everton on Sunday. If we win that, everything's rosy. And to be honest, the fans have got a lot to blame for that. You know, the fans are the ones who after Newcastle were like, yeah, give him a chance. Draw with Chelsea. Well, yeah, we're in 10th. Give him a chance. There's a lot of fans who still want to give him a chance. So you can't put it all on the board. There'll be fans if we lose this but beat Everton. We'll go, yeah, give him a chance. Cal Waffing says, all of Matic's touches are driving me crazy. Speed it up. I think Matic is a waste of space. Get him off. Get Herrera on. Get Pereira on. Even put Fred on in that position. Somebody who's going to get on the ball and move the ball quickly. Matic is redundant for me at the moment. He's just not playing well. He's slow. He can't move the ball. What does he offer other than he's Mourinho's bagman? It doesn't make no sense for him to be in the team at the moment.
That's it.
I mean even that chance, he could have had the one shot on goal, and he refused it.
He has got a good left foot for shooting, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Why he doesn't pull the trigger there when he had that, I don't know. But I mean, Juventus, Dybala's seeing a lot of the ball now as well. This is worrying. This is worrying.
Well, if this gets to half-time and we don't have a shot on goal in a European Cup game at Old Trafford, under the lights, and nobody's, even if it's a 40-yard speculative shot, something.
Yeah, something. Just an attempt.
I dread to look at what the stats are. I mean, Jesus Christ, I think Juventus have had a few. Maybe they'll lend us one.
I think you're right though. I think Matic needs if we get to half time and it's still the 1-0, I think second half he's got to take him off. He's got to.
That was good by Lindelof.
He's too slow. He's too many touches on the ball for this type of game. Like you said, we need someone quick, energy.
That's shit as well. To be honest, Matic reminds me of me in that game against Arsenal Fan TV. Just standing in front of the back four, sweeping it up. No real pace, moving the ball on. And in certain games, it's fine. But not in a game like this, where you've really got a team that's pushing you back. Lukaku isn't Champions League material, says Sergio Hernandez. He's not Dart League material either. It's been terrible. Well, this is going to be 1-0 at half time and no shots on goal by the looks of it. Which is, it's just embarrassing. It really is. That's the thing. You almost joke about it because we're in. Tell you where we are, everybody. We're in the Van Hal era. That's where we are. We're talking about our favourite films soon.
Yeah. It looks to me like the players have just given up on his tactics. It really does. And even Mourinho looks so solemn in the stands. He can talk in his press conferences that he wants to see out his contract and he wants to stay beyond his contract. But
got no chance, has he?
No, I don't think he has. He's got
but having said that, he's got every chance, because as long as United keep getting results and turning results around, he's got every chance. But I said this after the Chelsea game. Yeah, it's not a bad point at Stamford Bridge in the context of what we normally get. But is anybody actually going to look at the bigger picture? We're 10th in the league for a reason. We didn't. We only played for half a game. If we'd played for a full game, we would have beat Chelsea. The signs are there, but people want to ignore them to try and focus on some sort of positive thing that's not actually there. You're basically doing it on a whim. The evidence is everything to the contrary. We're 10th in the league. It's the football's crap. It's crap.
10th in the league.
What? I'm sure Mourinho and the players will get cheered off, and when they come out in the second half, they'll get cheered on. But realistically, what have those fans got to cheer about in that half? They may as well have popped out and done there's a Tesco across the road from Old Trafford. They could have popped over, done the Tesco shop, put it in a car and come out for the second half. Because there's nothing in that first half for United fans. There's nothing. Unless you want to watch a team come to Old Trafford and play you off the park and score, there's nothing in that half. There's nothing for us to go, that was good. I struggle. Am I wrong? Am I wrong, Marcus? I mean, what do you think? I can't think of a positive part of that game or incident for United. In 45 minutes, no shots on goal. In 45 minutes, 70% for Juventus possession. In 45 minutes, 4 times more passes than we've had. There's nothing.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think you're spot on, like every single word. There is nothing in that 45 minutes. Even when we went the goal down, you think that would give them a bit of a kick up the arse and they go chasing the ball and everything. But it happened for a couple of minutes, but then it went straight back to normal again. They sit back. They're waiting for Juventus to come forward. Juventus are playing it around their back line. Pjanic is getting an awful lot of the ball, same as Dybala. The warning signs were there when Dybala missed a header from the cross. So it's so sad to see. I mean, you've got a top elite European club, one of the favourites for the competition, at Old Trafford, and you really have thought they'd have gone out there and give a good account of themselves, but they haven't at all. It's very slow. I say an awful lot. It's very lethargic. There's no effort. There's no pressing. The passing has been poor. I've not seen Mata get hold of the ball and try to thread a through pass anywhere.
Oh, let's be fair. I mean, obviously the tactics for Mourinho were absolutely diabolical, but there's not one United player I can think of that's played well in that half. Not one.
No, there isn't. Not at all. I mean, Martial's been quiet. I think Pogba's been quiet. Pogba's picked the ball up and tried to lump it long ball. But that's about it. You've not seen him get on the ball and pass it. How we know he can pass it like he did against Chelsea. Rashford, very quiet again, trying to go past 3 or 4 players. It's never going to work.
But you know what it is? What it is, and you said it in the first half as well. You know what the problem is with United in that game? Is that, Martial was crap, Rashford was crap, Mata was crap, Lukaku isn't even a footballer, Pogba wasn't good, Matic is crap, Young and Shaw giving away too many free kicks, not getting forward. Smalling probably was the best player on the pitch, which says everything. Lindelof, God knows. De Gea, not particularly great. Both those saves he should have made. But the issue is with United there is that, look, the reality is, what do we expect actually from these players when the tactics are staring you in the face? Sit back, don't press, soak up pressure. There's no get the ball back, bomb on, commit them, push them back. We can say it's the players are playing bad, and they are playing bad. But I think fans really need to watch the games and realise that they're playing bad, in part because the tactics that they are being told to do that are abundantly clear. They're staring you in the face. Sit back, don't press, and when you get the ball, don't move it quick. I mean, That's why we're not getting in their half. That's why we're not stretching them, because the tactics are shit. Now in the second half, I'll guarantee you, we'll commit men, we'll press, we'll get forward. I'll not be surprised if we win that game in the second half. But I tell you what I will do, even if we win the second half 4-1, I will still say on the match reaction, the first half, yet again, why are we only playing for half a game?
Yeah, definitely. I actually think, going by that first half performance, I'm actually going to go the complete opposite way to you. I'm going to say it's going to stay the same, because I don't think Mourinho is going to want to commit men forward and be embarrassed by Juventus's front line. They're so quick. Dybala is very, very good when he's on the ball. He's very dangerous player. Quadrado as well. I mean, he's not afraid to take Luke Shaw on down that left-hand side. And I think the way he's got to stop him is to get Matic or Pogba closer to Pjanic. He really has. Pjanic has picked up loads of them 50-50 balls in that first half and has been allowed to turn, spread it out wide. Yeah, he's been allowed to do whatever he likes. So I think the game's gone now. I really do. I don't see United getting back into this at all. Lukaku is not himself. No shots again, apart from the Pogba header, if you call that a shot. And our midfield is just so slow. But he's never going to take Matic off. Never in a million years.
I just want to read some of the super chats because we've got some coming in, and then I want to talk about potential substitutions. So get in the live comments and let us know. Young Napoleon 23 says exactly what we said in the first half. You can't throw a kid into this. Our best attacker so far is Marcus Rashford on the right, and he's 20. Where's the money gone? He was free, for Christ's sake. Fraser says that was so painful to watch. Mourinho out now. Stephen Hayes says, Mark, God bless you for thinking we'd win. Look, we you know what? We are United fans, and it is Old Trafford under the lights, and maybe it's ingrained in us. United under the lights at Old Trafford, European nights, we're going to perform. I don't blame myself or any fan who felt that way, because it's inbred in us. It's inbuilt into us, isn't it? Unfortunately, we've got a manager who won't do it. As Maki Khan says, needs some divine help. We are flipping atrocious. Hannibal Wolf says Lindelof 10 out of 10. He has done some good things, I must say, but I'd certainly say he was at fault for the goal. But you know what I think is going to happen? I think I look at the bench, and he's got to get Fred, Pereira or Herrera on the pitch. He's got to do that. We've got to get hold of the midfield again. And I think if we get hold of the midfield, maybe we can start creating things in the final third. But to do that, he's got to sacrifice somebody. I think it should be Matic, but I guarantee you it will be Mata.
So I just got to answer this question. Supreme Leader wants to know how old I am. I'm 38. I've got a very deep voice for my age. I just want to say as well, Mark is actually older than me, so don't think I'm an old man. All right.
A totally irrelevant comment that doesn't answer the question. Mata, will he be off or on in the second half? I think he's got to make that change. For me, it would be Matic off, but I don't think he'd ever take Matic off.
No, I don't think so. The substitution I would like to see is Lukaku come off and get Fred on there. I'd put Martial then as the main number 9. I'd put Mata on the right, Rashford on the left, and get Fred in that midfield with Matic and Pogba. I think, for me, that's the obvious choice, because Lukaku's been out of sorts for the last few games. I mean, some would say he's been out of sorts since the season started.
Since he was born.
Yeah, I just think for a different dynamic, just for a different, try and get that ball in behind, because Martial would chase that ball. He would chase that ball, and Martial does things a hell of a lot better than what Lukaku does. Martial's got better first touch. I think he's got, I would prefer him in a one-on-one situation against Szczesny. I would back him or put it away. I wouldn't do that with Lukaku because he needs 3 or 4 chances. I just think changing the dynamic going forward would be best. And with Fred in that midfield, young, energetic, quick passer, good range of passing as well, good first touch.
£50 million player and can't get a game.
And he's on the bench, yeah.
A new signing as well. It's not like he's had a season and he's failed. £50 million player can't get a game.
Yeah.
What did we buy him for? I know why we buy. I know why I'd buy him, because he's a good player. But why did Mourinho buy Fred? What was the bloody point? Why are you buying him?
It's very similar to Mkhitaryan, Mark, for me. Yeah. Very similar. it's going the same way. He just doesn't trust him at all.
Nightmare TV says we only play good football in second halves when we're down because Jose can't get the players up for the games. Negative tactics breeds negative mentalities. I think there's a very good point in that. I don't think people really actually appreciate that comment, and that reality is that Mourinho gets a lot of praise for the second half performances, but I don't think he deserves them. I think what happens is the players get pissed off, and in the second half it's about pride. I think what you see in the first half is what the manager wants, and I think what you see in the second half is what the players want, which is professional pride, and I think that's what kicks in. Alfie Thomas, 50 million down the drain.
I think what the first half has told me, watching obviously the first half of the game, is how far behind we are against these top European clubs. We are miles behind in terms of the quality. That it's a bit of a mismatch for me, that first half. It was a completely mismatched game. Juventus were playing like the home team. They had all the possession. They were pinging the ball about quite freely. They were pressing the ball periodically when United had it. And they did it well. They did it absolutely fantastically well. And you'd have to say that they're well deserving for the 1-0 lead.
Alfie Thomas with the contribution says 50 million down the drain, referring to Fred. Biggie third, the success of Sir Alex Ferguson hid the ignorance of United's fans. Ask why they still support Jose. They say he needs time. Why can't we play to control the game? Good point. And Shivesh Singh says Martial gave the ball away 6 times. That was so poor. He's a really good player and really inconsistent. Shame. Yeah, mate, we can all start turning on Martial if we want, but the tactics are shit. And where was Martial on Saturday? Yeah. Getting us a point. Where was he against Newcastle? Getting us 3 points. If Martial was consistently shit, Mourinho would be out of a job, because, to be honest with you, the last 2 games before this, Martial kept him in one. Maximus Stale von Helston says, goal earlier, chance by Dybala was Matic's fault, not Lindelof. Look, I'm happy to blame Matic, mate. But there's 2 players I'd take off on that pitch, Matic and Lukaku. There's 2 players who will never be taken off that pitch, Matic and Lukaku, because they're Mourinho boys. You won't take them off. But I would take them off. I'd find a way of rejigging the team. I'd get, like Marcus said, maybe get Martial up front, Rashford up front, maybe put Pereira out wide, get Matic off, get Herrera or Fred on. That's what I would do, because Lukaku is droppable. He's absolutely in I need dropping form. He's out of form. He needs dropping. He's redundant. Yeah. And Matic has been crap for months. I'm sorry, he has.
When you can't get your ball forward to the number 9, and your number 9 can't get a shot off at all on target, or just even get the ball and have a sight of goal, there's a problem. There is a problem. I think he's totally devoid of confidence. The guy needs to sit a couple of games out, no matter what. For me, I think he's blatantly obvious that he needs a rest. He does need a rest.
I'll tell you what, though. There's a few people in the comments there, and I'll ask you about this, Marcus. Alligator has made a contribution, and he says, Icardi, please. Yes, I'd love a striker like that. But as and when Mourinho gets sacked, and he will be sacked. I don't know when. I think it could be a long way off, but he will be sacked, and he needs to be sacked. I backed him for 2 years. I'm not going to come back on his side because of a draw and a win against a shit team. And again, another crap half. Mourinho needs to go. Do I think he's going to go anytime soon? No, I don't. I think he'll be here for a while. But he will go eventually. But what I'm looking forward to seeing is, I'm not going to pretend there's massive problems with that squad either. I think we can get a lot more out of that squad. But I can't wait if we get a competent manager in after Mourinho who plays the right way in the modern game. I can't wait to see what he actually does. Because there are players on that bench who should be playing, like Pereira, Fred, Herrera. That would transform our midfield. They should all be starting games for United. But what he's going to do up front, what is he going to do with the fullbacks, what's he going to do with the centre-backs? These are all questions that I do worry about, because I just see more players on our bench that should be in the first team. And I think that's been a consistent under Mourinho for a long time. I always look at the bench or players who aren't in this squad, and I think they're better than his starting 11. And I think that seems to be a bit of a problem with United at the moment. I mean, too easy says, how can you defend Martial when you don't defend for United? Martial is one of the best wingers in the world forward, but backwards he is the worst. I mean, where are you coming at that? I mean, I appreciate the contribution, but what's that got to do with us being 1-0 down and not having a shot on goal? Seriously, what has that got to do with it? Martial's wasn't his fault that we conceded a goal. And whether Martial defends or not, what do you want us to do? Defend even more than we already are? I mean, I don't get that comment, to be honest with you. Shiraz Kamath Fitness, Lukaku needs to play for Everton, and we need to get Richarlison and play Martial up front and Sanchez on the right. Lukaku looks sleepy. It's a shame Sanchez isn't fit, actually, Marcus, because I'd love to see him up front and Lukaku not up front, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking that. As soon as you mentioned that, I thought, yeah, you could have Sanchez through the middle, even as the false nine with Rashford and Martial either side of him. It worked in pre-season to a degree. So it would have been nice to see it in the Premier League, but the midfield, I mean, it's so... Can you imagine if we had the likes of Fellaini, Lingard, McTominay, Sanchez, if we had them fit tonight, it would probably... Our midfield would probably have been... Well, it would have been worse than what's out there now.
Oh, yeah,
and
the style would have played, wouldn't he? Lingard would have played.
The style of play would have been much worse as well. So, it's almost like a rock and a hard place, isn't it? You don't want these players to play... But then, you've got Pogba, Matic, and Mata in there, and it's still not that great. It is still not that great. I mean, some would say it's probably even worse than having Fellaini in there, because at least Fellaini, you know what you're getting. There is an option there. But, I mean, those three in there tonight, Mata has not seen the ball at all, playing as the number 10. He's not created anything at all. It's come down from the right-hand side with Rashford. It's dire. It's dire football. It really is. They can't string 5-6 passes together.
Well, the players are coming out now. I'm sure we'll see United totally different, win the game, and everyone will say everything's great and ignore the first half again. I think that's what's going to happen. Ian Smith says, Mark knows better than Jose about playing ability, even though Jose won many titles. Well, he actually said titles. Yeah, but has Mourinho ever put DT in his pocket? No, he hasn't. So, yeah, there we go. But no, in all seriousness, I don't ignore Mourinho's CV. It's bloody amazing. But, it's a bit like saying Sir Bobby Charlton's a better footballer than me. No, he's not. Yeah. He's touching 90. I'm a better footballer than him. Of course, in his day, he'd kick my arse at football, but everybody has a shelf life, and I truly believe that Mourinho and Manchester United don't fit. It doesn't mean Mourinho couldn't go somewhere else and still be a great manager, but he doesn't suit United. So you can take Mourinho's CV and you can smoke it. I don't care. At the moment, most Manchester United fans would look at that and say, it doesn't matter what his CV is, it's shit. And I don't agree with that argument, to be honest with you. Oh, United fans can't be critical because they haven't got the same CV as Jose Mourinho. Sorry, that no shots on goal at home in a European game. Come on. Yeah. Come on.
I mean, Aaron Stone here in the comments just brought up a good point. Who TF is beside Jose? Where is Carrick and McKenna? I think that's a great comment, because what the hell is the point of having Carrick and McKenna next to him if he's not going to listen to him?
Yeah.
I mean, Carrick knows the club inside out. He knows the style of play. Why are we not seeing that on the pitch?
You're right though, Marcus. There's no. I mean, we're only 30 seconds in, but tactically, there's certainly no substitution at half time, and there's no change in the way we're set up either. It's very, very similar. I just got to read a couple of super chats. Jason Wong, Morata and Lukaku is like brothers. They all have bad form. And Manix SJ says, Lukaku is like a Sunday League player who won a competition to play for a professional club. Big donkey. Look, I'm going to be fair to Lukaku. I think he will come back. Whether his comeback at his best is good enough for a team to be in the Champions League or a title-winning team is by the by. But here we go. Martial, get the shot away.
The one's in.
Blocked.
Like a couple of people saying in the comments that Carrick is a bit too timid, but I just think to myself,
well, Carrick could be another Phil Neville, couldn't he? He could be a Ryan Giggs. Yeah. He could just be unfortunate that your chance at United as a coach, you sat next to a dud. Phil Neville was sat next to Moyes, Giggs was sat next to Van Gaal.
Yeah.
Carrick, you sat next to Mourinho. You're only as good as the manager next to you.
Yeah, but
Martial's having a stinker tonight. Let's be honest. I'm not going to say he's not.
But it's not just him, though.
No. And anyone can have a bad game. Anyone can have a bad game.
Yeah. It's not fair when you're playing like this. It's not really fair to just single one person out, because that one person just doesn't make the whole team tick. It's just a shame that the focus is being put onto him. But everyone's having a shocker.
I think at the moment, I mean, I hope that we can do what we've done in the last 2 games and produce a result. But if we could somehow get a draw out of this, it would be amazing.
Do you know what? I hate to say it, but I've never. I mean, when we were in for Lukaku and Morata, I was like you. I wanted Morata because I thought Mourinho would suit United better.
Yeah.
But I've never ever, even when we got Lukaku, I like the guy. He's a Manchester United player, but I've always said he's not a Manchester United number 9, not at all, not in the traditional sense whatsoever.
He's not even Mourinho number 9. You know, I think Mourinho. I've said this so many times. I mean, just want to read Alfie Thomas's super chat here. I mean, I thought Lukaku might be in there. He's not. He says Martial's definitely having a bad game, but he's trying to do something unlike most players, which is true. You know, Martial's not having a good game, but it's being highlighted by the fact that he does keep getting on the ball and trying things. But going back to Lukaku, I mean, this is something that stands out to me about Mourinho that I've said time and time again, is that I don't think we actually ever got the real Mourinho. I think we were all excited about Mourinho, but I don't think we ever got the real Mourinho. What a tackle on Martial there. Could have been a penalty easy, and it's a super tackle. I thought Martial was going to pull the trigger.
Challenge.
Bonucci. But then I mean, people don't understand what the real Mourinho is. I certainly don't think a number 9 who can't control the ball is a Mourinho number 9. You think about Drogba, big number 9, but can also hold the ball up, technique, finesse, agility. Nothing like Lukaku. I always think that when people compare Drogba to Lukaku, it's almost bordering on racist, because it's like you're only comparing them because of the colour of their skin, because they're not similar in style of football at all. Fellaini's not a player that Mourinho would ever have in his team either. He likes powerful players, but he likes players who are powerful but have actually got some football ability. So I don't know. There is a weirdness of Mourinho at United that doesn't ring true with the rest of his career anyway. The sort of players that he's brought to United and kept at United aren't the sort of players that he's had success with at Real Madrid or Inter Milan or Chelsea.
Yeah, definitely. I think we all know Mourinho prides himself on defence as well.
Shit, into the box, cross, Lindelof, corner.
Dangerous, but I mean, Mourinho prides himself on defensive tactics, and we've just not seen that this season. I think we've conceded, what is it, like 16 goals, is it, in the Premier League?
Again, you're right, Marcus. Defensively is what he prides himself on. Yeah,
it's gone total opposite. It's totally against him this season. And I think, when you're 10th in the league table, not a great start to the Premier League season, you get knocked out of the cup by Derby. I think the change needs to come sooner rather than later. While we're still in these competitions.
Corner to Juve, really just about to be whipped in by Dybala. Sean Kelly says, Mark, can you honestly see United scoring tonight? You know what, Sean? I do. I wouldn't be surprised if United won this game, because nothing surprises me with United at the moment. I think this has been. It's hard to top the first half against Newcastle and Chelsea, but I think we've done a very good job at trying to do that tonight. But it still wouldn't surprise me if on 90 minutes we won it. But I'm fed up of that, and it will paper the cracks again. People will be like, "Oh yeah, but we're heading in the right direction. We won the game. Stop moaning." But at what point do you say it's unacceptable? I suppose you don't if you're winning, but...
Well, no, because everyone's wrapped up in the result, isn't
it's fantastic. Oh, good save, De Gea. That goal would have been...
Great save.
That goal from back to front from Juventus there was good. And Ronaldo into his stride, edge of the box, smashes the arse off it, and De Gea tips it over. But they're playing with us at the moment.
Right. But, I mean, again, what's he doing with that much space? Player like that,
it's a cracking shot, and it's a bloody good save by De Gea.
Yeah, but he's got the space there, enough time to pick where he wants to put the ball. And
Techers
United too slow to press.
Checkers by both. That was.
But thankfully, he's tipped it over. So, great save. Yeah, fantastic save. But United living dangerously, very dangerously. I mean, I think even Ronaldo's probably thinking that should be 2-0. But no one is gone.
Forget shot on goal. I don't think we've had a shot.
No, we haven't lost. Apart from the Pogba header, Mark, from the free kick, there's been absolutely nothing. But you wonder, where's Matic? Where's Pogba? Where's Mata? No one's tracked that run from Ronaldo through the middle. United just seem
Marine
to be all
the
over
fossil
the place.
sucks. Why did the board hide him, says Mazem. I'll tell you what, though. Total domination from Juventus. The thing is, it's a game of football, and we've got a bit of a break here with Lukaku. Better.
Well,
and then Rashford fucks it up. The thing is, even when Lukaku gets it right, someone else messes it up. But the thing is, if it stays at 1-0, Juventus will only have themselves to blame if we nick a goal, because they should be home and dry. They should be back in Turin. This game should be won.
Yeah. Definitely. Juventus. I mean, United have come out in the second half playing exactly the same way as they did in the first half. They're trying to soak up the pressure and hit on the counter, and it's not working.
Stephen Willock says, people saying Lindelof's crap, yet he's made the most clearances from what I've seen. Get Lukaku off and put Chong in a wing, Martial or Rashford centre forward. I don't think you're wrong about Lindelof, Stephen, but I do think that it would be very, very unfair to put Chong onto a game like this. I mean, it could make or break his career, I suppose. He could come on and a star is born. It could happen, but it's a big risk. There's a few people mentioning it in the live comments. Would he ever take Lukaku off, though? I mean, are you dreaming? He might take Martial off for Chong. I don't think he'll take Lukaku off. What's that pass out from De Gea? Poor pass. Puts us under a little bit of prison. No, we've got men back now.
Yeah. I fear the concentration is starting to dwindle now. But where is the pressing? Where is the pressing in that build-up?
We're trying to move the ball quick and sort of break the play, but there's a good ball to Pogba. He's got a lot of space on the right-hand side now. You want intelligent runs here. From Mata, intelligent run, back post. Nah, you can't put. I don't like that ball from Pogba. It's the right ball to try and get Martial in the back post, but it's the wrong way to deliver the ball. He's gliding the ball instead of whipping the ball.
Yeah, definitely.
Alfie Thomas says, do you think swapping Lukaku and Martial, then putting Chong on the left is a good idea? Marcus, do you think it's a good idea to take Chong into a game like this when you're losing?
No, I don't think so. It's like when people are saying, calling for Rashford to go up top and to lead the line for United. He's too young for it. Too much. It will, like you said, make or break him. And we know he's a talent, Chong, but I don't think he's ready for this. If we were 2-3-0 up, then you stick him on, didn't you, for a cameo, 15, 20 minutes. But not when you're losing a game and there's so much riding on it.
Joe Barnes makes a very good point. He says, boo at your peril. Look, this game's not over. I mean, until Juventus get the second goal, with Manchester United at Old Trafford, you'd hope that in 90 minutes we'll get a chance. And if we take it, it's 1-1. So, you can't boo because we might not lose. But I personally think that what this shows to me tonight is that this is the right sort of team. This is the right 11, but the tactics are wrong. And if the manager's going to, it's year 3 now, and he's still not picking the right tactics. It's at some point it's going to end, but it might not be till May. It might be another season. I don't know, but it's not. We're not going to win a title, and we're not going to get in the top 4 this season, and we're not going to win the Champions League. So I think if you are a Mourinho winner, you've got to look at what actually your level is for United now, because my level is still that. We're the biggest club in the world. We've got massive finances. We've got massive support. Every year we should challenge for the title. I'm not saying win it, but every year we should challenge for the title. We should challenge for the Champions League. We're nowhere near that. That's the level I'm talking about. If you think win 1, draw 1, lose 1, win 2, lose 1 is good enough for Manchester United, then that's fine.
Yeah. I think again, Juventus showing there's a massive golfing class here between the two teams. They just look so much sharper on the ball.
A good free kick opportunity for United here. I actually thought it was Martial who pushed Mata, but we've got a free kick in another decent position for Mata to put a cross in. To be honest with you, I have no faith in these sort of positions though. Julian Ness says, honestly think Ronaldo would have come to United if Jose wasn't at the club. Why would any footballer come to a club that doesn't play football? Yeah, I mean, you know what, Ronaldo is a player who has great stats. His stats at United would drop because he wouldn't get the chances. And Andy MT says Lukaku off, Martial number 9, Pereira on the left or right. I'd have some of that. I'd prefer to do that than Chong, to be honest, because I think chucking Chong on is it's a risk for a young kid. Better delivery, hit it. No.
Well,
but I thought Rashford hit that quite well, and Chesney just controlled it with his foot, but he was offside.
Yeah, he seemed to get hold of it okay, didn't he? But quite comfortable. But yeah, I mean, Pereira, when he came on against Chelsea, I thought he did a pretty good job on the right-hand side. But, you know, it's a shame that lad can play wherever Jose puts him and puts in a decent shift. I think he just needs a settled position, and he would be much, much better. But Mourinho he plays players out of position all the bloody time, doesn't he?
Nathan Jefferson says, I might have a chance. What is that ball there? Is it going to work?
Around.
Is it hell? I've got a free kick. It did work. It's a free kick, and Matuidi will get booked. Moo and United is like putting a silencer on a shotgun. Powerful but useless. It's like trying to force a circle into a square-shaped hole. Thanks for the contribution, Nathan. Where does Lukaku rank in Premier League strikers, says Benjamin. Pogba waste of money, says Simon Beach. And Zarelli says English team getting embarrassed by slow Italian football. Look, I know I said that, but have we had any chance to evidence that I was right? How can you evidence that Premier League football is quicker than Italian football if the Premier League side sits back and doesn't press? Yeah. Of course they're going to be quicker. Yet another free kick for United. Chesney has a better first touch than Lukaku, says Julian Ness. Mata with the opportunity to whip a free kick in. I mean, if we get something out of this game, cross comes in too high.
That's been the story of the night. That's the only time United look threatening from set pieces, but then, once the ball goes in, it's absolutely terrible ball. Either it's not beating the first man, or it's too long.
We actually haven't created a chance in open play in an hour at Old Trafford. Everything we've done has been a set piece.
Yeah. Absolutely terrible. And if this game doesn't tip people over the edge, if they're sat on the fence about Mourinho in or out, then I don't know what will. Because this is abundantly clear. This is him and his tactics. We're chasing the game at Old Trafford, and we're still not pressing that ball. We're still not trying to get after it. We're still not trying to make things happen in open play. It's a shambles.
I think he's at 1-0. As I said, Juve will have only have themselves to blame at the moment, because if United get a chance and score, will it be deserved? Probably not, but who cares,
Well, this is it, and this is where people will get lost in the hype of the result. So, I mean, no, Danny, I'm not saying you're not allowed an opinion. I'm just saying, if you analyse the game, if you look at the stats of the game, this is, a Champions League match at Old Trafford. We're the home team against one of Europe's elite clubs, and this is how we're playing. You imagine if we play like this in Turin, what's going to happen?
It's like we are playing in Turin, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's like this is the away tie. We're trying to hit them on the break at Old Trafford. And it might work. I'm not saying it's not going to work, but it might work. But it is that shouldn't be happening at home.
Yeah. Such a shame. Such a shame. I thought this was going to be a fantastic attacking game. I thought it'd be end to end, but boy was I wrong. He fooled us, Mourinho, on Saturday against Chelsea with the lineup for the first half. We all thought then maybe he turned the corner and was going to play attacking football, but again, second half.
Good cross in.
We come out. And...
Mata, terrible cross in. Short. Mata. Lukaku, no one following the second ball. No. Make a damn gamble. He's right there, Lukaku, actually, telling Pogba off. Gamble on him winning it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He gives up on it, Pogba. He's like, oh, he's not going to win that. He'd normally be right 99% of the time. But...
Yeah, I was just going to say, he probably thought that. But Juventus, they don't panic. They're so calm on the ball. They really are.
If I was a Juventus fan, I'd be quite nervous because I'd be like, we've absolutely ran this game. They still haven't had a shot on goal. Over an hour gone. But we're only 1-0 up.
Mm. Yeah. It's an absolutely piss poor performance from United. Really poor. I mean, going back to that chance there with Lukaku, you can see him like telling Pogba to go in there, but
thing is, it's the home game as well. You've got to win your home games.
Yeah. Mm.
I mean, we still can win the home game, of course, but for a supposed target man, why does Lukaku never win a header? Can people stop saying if we play to his strength, he'll score because he never wins anything? Says CGS. And Howard Walters says, why is Mata, Smalling, Herrera, Fellaini, Bay, Lindelof and Lukaku on our team? We need a whole new everything. Manager blows too. Thanks for the contribution. Good work by Smalling, right winger. Best cross of the night. Doesn't come to anything. Ashley Young's going to get himself booked in a minute, surely. But bit of work from here. United are starting to work harder now. Same again. Second half, pump up, get the crowd going.
Again, over an hour it's took, Mark.
Yeah, Matic with a shit pass again.
Yeah.
Here they go. They're going to be in here. Watch the ball. Dybala didn't fancy it.
No.
Don't know why he didn't fancy that. It was on.
Matic is so slow with the ball. It's unreal. You can really see it when you stick him in the midfield and he's up against quick centre midfielders. I mean, we saw it with what's the lad's name from Chelsea? What was that midfield three? They had Kante.
Here they go. Juve cross coming in. Corner throw in. Wasted it.
They're dicing with death now. United having to push. It's that situation again. We got to go behind, and we got to come out in the second half, and it changes. But again, it's over an hour. We've waited to see a bit of intent, a bit of an attacking enthusiasm from the lads, and it just ain't good enough.
I just tweeted out. I played against DT in midfield on Sunday, and Matic makes DT look good. He's been dog shit this year, says Casper ID about Matic. He's spot on, mate. Thanks for the contribution, and you are spot on.
Yeah, I think the legs aren't there anymore, I think, for him.
Lovely play here by Juventus. They're into the box. Cross. Throw in. We're defending quite well. I mean, Lindelof has made a lot of interceptions. The previous commenter was right. Lindelof has made a lot of contributions. I don't think he's a good enough centre-back for United, I've got to be honest with you, but he's not had a terrible game tonight.
I think looking at this game as a whole,
if Juve don't win it, unless we do something amazing in the last 25 minutes, if Juve don't win this game, they've only got themselves to blame.
Yeah, they've really schooled United in passing the ball, creating chances. The movement off the ball has been great. I mean, again, United are standing off them until they get into the area. United are standing off them outside the box, allowing them to play and pass that ball.
The positive is, and it's the same positive that was there at half time, we're only 1-0 down, and that that means that we can still get something out of this game. I'll tell you what would be interesting though, if we can get a goal to equalise. Would we go for the second goal? Because I think that would be bloody stupid. I think we'd probably sit back and take it. But you'd hope that if we can get that goal, it might the crowd would certainly respond, and we can push on and try and win it. But I know it's if, buts and maybes. But with that should be the mentality of the players. Maybe we have been crap for over an hour, but it's only 1-0. Maybe if we can get a goal, we could nick this. Don't deserve it, but so what?
Yeah. I think when it comes to Champions League games, you try and take any positive result that you can, can't you? I mean, whether it's a draw. I think the way
Juventus played themselves out of trouble there was absolutely brilliant, and here they are in our half.
But that's such a quick transition from back to front.
Good defense. That was good defending by Lindelof. Ronaldo had the run on him, wanted the line of the pass, and Lindelof read it. I've been impressed with Lindelof in the second half. I'll always say, if somebody's, it doesn't matter who it is, it can be Fellaini. If they've had a good half, I'll give it him. It never is with Fellaini, but obviously, I think if he had Alexis Sanchez on the bench or Lingard on the bench, Martial would be pulled by now. That's what Josh Gibson Montgomery says. Where's the substitutions? He doesn't want to make them, does he? At the moment.
Yeah. Paul Gibson says almost 70 minutes in, played like crap as per usual, and still no subs. Masterclass from Mourinho. I mean, you're chasing the game and you need a result. Why is the change? Why is there no changes? There's a couple of options that you could go with.
This could be the goal. Oh, I tell you what, Dybala has had a bit of a nightmare in this game, second half, because he's had balls to finish it off, and again he refused to pass there, and there would have been 1-on-1.
There was just no creativity.
Hanging by a thread a bit. Sam Amson says Wenger in. I'd always say no to that, but it can't be any worse. It never would happen, by the way, so don't even start thinking about it. But
I mean, the fans, seeing the fans in the crowd, the expressions on the faces says it all. They look absolutely bored out their brain.
The players just, we can still get something out of this game, but to be honest, something's going to have to really change. I don't see good play by Pogba there, but I don't see the performances from the players tonight to lift this.
No.
Young with the cross. Again, nothing happening. But it's I just hit that, Martial. I would have hit that first time. Just hit it, Pogba. Somebody just hit it. Please, just have a shot.
Yeah.
See Ashley Young there refusing the cross first time.
You imagine if we finish this game with no shots on target or no attempts, it would probably be the first time in probably be the first time in United's history. Michael Jones says the fan cams will be interesting. They will. Peter Malone says this is embarrassing. Yep. Leonardo says Juve are too good. I think Juve have. I don't think they've been fantastic, but they've controlled the game well. They have controlled the game though, for me, and that's all to do with them keeping the ball. Their passes have been absolutely spot on.
I'm just going to have a quick look. I was actually going to say I'd hate to see what the stats are in this game so far, but sod it, let's have a look, because it can only be getting worse. 64% possession, which is quite big for an away team. Apparently we've had 3 shots. Fuck knows where they came from.
They probably classed Lukaku's as a shot just for a bit of sympathy, I think.
Yeah, God knows where that came from then.
So 3 shots. How many on target?
1. Must be that must be the Pogba header, innit?
Pogba header, yeah.
Juventus are in first gear, embarrassing, says Kesper ID. Well, that could be to our advantage. The fact that Juventus haven't killed this game off is to our advantage, because I saw something in the comments there. If we get something out of this game, it's actually a bad thing, because it's masking again the fact that we are shit. But Juventus are so confident. They're doing little lob passes out the back.
Yeah.
They're just not, but they're not worried. They don't care.
No,
they never play the get rid ball. It's just always like little pass, little pass. They're just so relaxed that their centre backs are lobbing passes out the back four.
See, for me, Lukaku should be chasing down their centre backs, trying to rush them, force them into mistake.
I don't understand where are the bloody subs.
No, it's gone 70 minutes now, hasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it's gone the 72nd minute, so slow from United. They're not even biting in tackles. You've got a couple of attacking options there. Well, not really attacking, but creative options with some speed and energy on the bench. And you're just not interested in doing it. Again, substitutions too late, which I think was part of the problem at Chelsea. The subs were too late. Banana Man says, good job you have David De Gea. Yeah,
that shot from Ronaldo was...
Dilly says, Emil Heskey part 2. Liam says, Mourinho needs to leave after this game. Awful performance. It's a terrible performance. Terrible. There's no fight in this team whatsoever tonight. No passion.
I can't understand why we've not made any subs. I really, really can't. It's really, really surprising me that we've not made any subs.
I think it's just the fact you don't trust what's on the bench, mate, to be honest.
Yeah, but the trouble is the midfield is the problem. Matic has been rubbish, and you've got a £50 million player in Fred. You've got a young player who's been playing really well in Pereira. You've got Herrera, who was our player of the year just over a year ago, and yet you persist with Matic. It just defies belief. I understand the attacking options. Would you put Chong on? It's I don't think it's fair, but the midfield options, he could certainly make some changes. And the fact that he's refusing it, nothing baffles me with Jose. But like I say, I've got a funny feeling there might be a positive sting in this tail, because Juventus are silly not to have. But that was reckless.
Yeah, a couple of comments saying that you don't trust the players that he has.
Good turn,
Pogba. Shoot. Them, really.
Post. Oh, that'll get the crowd going. It was a good shot by Pogba. A little bit lucky, but that's what we need. A little bit of that. It was caught everybody by surprise. It was a lovely shot by Pogba on his left foot. The curls there. Chesney is beaten, hits his post, hits his head and goes wide. Definitely. Oh, God. How close was that? Definitely. See, that's what we need, a little bit of that.
Yeah. Takes us down to the last 15 minutes to finally do something in front of goal.
Crap cross by Young. You need to keep that momentum going. Pin him in a little bit, like Rashford's trying to do with the pressing. See, there we go. All they can do is boot it out now. They're not passing it out. That's what we need to do. Keep out the pressure. Keep pushing them back a bit.
Now the pressing comes. Again, the pressing comes. Hopefully it's not too late. Yeah, Chesney's beating all ends up there, isn't he? Definitely.
Decent. That's a good cross from Shaw. One of the best crosses tonight, but unfortunately he's just over everybody.
Pogba's starting to come into the game there.
Yeah, this is the thing. Pogba in the first half against Newcastle, invisible man. Pogba in the second half against Newcastle, brilliant. Pogba in the first half against Chelsea, invisible man. Pogba in the second half against Chelsea, brilliant. We see it again and again.
Yeah. Then you go back to why can't we put in a performance of 90, for 90 minutes? Strange, very strange. United now playing the passes across the field, switching the play. Now the ball's going into the box now, looking a lot better as well. At least they're beating the first man. But again, you know, coming up to 80 minutes now, still no bloody subs. Ashley Young is garbage, says Mark Robinson. Juve letting us play, says Easy Junior. Juve will win, says Alex Mao. Juve are masters of winning 1-0, says Vishwas.
Dybala's coming off here.
I think that's probably a blessing from United's point of view.
Yeah, he was a bit wasteful in that second half, though. Bernadeschi's a good player.
Yeah.
Thing is now though, that shot from Pogba, it gets everyone going for a bit, but then if we let Juventus have the ball for the next 5 minutes, it just kills that momentum. We've not really pushed them back enough in this second half to sort of really force pressure. Ooh, here we go. Come on, you've got to have the pace there, Rashford. How does he not have the pace there against Chiellini? Bonucci, sorry. I mean, he's got it's a race there, and Bonucci does very well, but he was obviously a little bit quicker than I thought.
Nino says, "Why aren't we using Delo or Fred?" I think Delo's injured, isn't he? With a minor injury, and Fred's
I don't know whether
bench.
I don't know about Delot or Delo.
Huh?
I don't know.
Ryan says confidence is all gone from these players. I think so. Yeah, I just don't think they want to.
Well, Casper ID just said that 75 minutes and they remember who they're playing for. It isn't good enough. I mean, unless we go on and win this game, even if we were to get a draw now, you'd have to say, is a draw a good result when you don't play for fucking 75 minutes? Of course it's not. You've got to. I just don't. I don't understand tonight. And I know we're all clinging on, hoping, let's get a draw. But in the back of my head, yet again, I'm sat here thinking, how are we playing like this at home? How?
It's terrible. And I think you can only put that down to the tactics.
I mean, we've still not made a sub.
No. Juve are winning, and they've made a change. We're chasing the game, and we've not done nothing. Juventus passing 554 passes to our 296. Terrible. And I think they've ran more as well. Was that 95 or 96 kilometres compared to our 80 something?
Well, that wouldn't surprise me. We're a lazy team.
Yeah. Dara Connor says, I knew we would play like this. Why did people think we would score and win? I don't know, Mark. What did you base your prediction on?
I based it on the fact that it's just history, isn't it? It's the same old shit. It's the fact that we know as fans what Manchester United are. So you expect Manchester United to go and put in a performance at Old Trafford in front of their fans in a Champions League game, in a massive game. You just expect a certain level of performance. And, actually, the evidence doesn't suggest that that's going to happen, does it? It really doesn't. But,
no.
We hope for it. So that's for me. I mean, what did you base yours upon?
Just with the past couple of results, the performances. I just thought with the team that he put out again, he stuck with the same 11 against Chelsea. So I took that as a positive. I never in a million years thought we'd keep a clean sheet because of Smalling and Lindelof after the defensive performance against Chelsea. But I honestly thought United would come up trumps tonight. They usually play better against the big teams. It was just, I'm so shocked that it's almost as if they haven't turned up tonight. And Juventus have made another sub as well.
I just don't get why we haven't made any subs.
Huh? Really strange. Really strange. Black God said sack Mourinho. Andy Pandy said I sound like 70. Yeah. I've got quite a deep voice.
I mean, let us know in the live comments what you're thinking. I mean, we're not going to win this game now. I think it's that's abundantly clear. We won't win it. So for me, it's even if we draw it, I'm still going to say the same thing in my match reaction. I just don't see. If we draw it, I'd be even more pissed off because I'd be like, well, what? We still managed to draw against a team like this. Imagine if we'd played. You know.
I'll tell you what. When's the return leg? It's the next game, isn't it? Didn't we have Juventus at home, then Juventus away?
Yeah. So we've got Everton on Sunday.
Yeah.
Then we've got Bournemouth on the Saturday following week, and then we play Juventus midweek and City the following Sunday. So corner here for United anyway. Would not surprise me in the least if we get a point out of this. I think Juventus will kick themselves. We'll be ecstatic. Rashford with the cross, little bit high. We've got to win that. You've got to win that.
Yeah.
Smalling on the ball, not what you want. Throw in. See, I mean, any team's going to show some urgency when they're 1-0 down in the last 10 minutes. I'd expect
we've been second best all over the pitch tonight. Just not been at the races at all. I think
got it back.
The rumours about Lukaku's weight, I think they're true. He looks very, very big.
Good play by Shaw. Whips it across. Terrible touch by Lukaku. Again. Ronaldo is giving a foul away. We get lucky to get a free kick from there, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, very lucky.
Douglas Costa's coming on, which is interesting because I think they're going to try and catch us on the break.
I totally forgot about that lad.
So another lofted ball into the box by Mata. You've got to win the first ball on this. Win the first ball, try and get the second ball. That's how you do it. And we've just not been able to do it throughout this whole game. Back post, Smalling, you've got to get that. Second ball. We won the first ball. It's in the keeper's arms.
Very poor. Very poor. So down to the last 5 minutes, virtually. But yeah, 5 minutes to go, and we've not made one change, and Juventus have made all three of theirs.
We've had a lot of ball in this last 10 minutes, though. I mean, we need to at least try and... it's a long ball. See, that's a shit ball by Young.
The deliveries from the set pieces tonight have been awful.
To be honest, if this stays 1-0, it's been one of the most absolute annihilation 1-0s I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean,
here we go. Come on. Good touch by Mata. Cross. He's offside. Bollocks.
Yeah, I mean, the scoreline might suggest it's been a close match, but it really hasn't.
I don't think Mourinho will be sacked tonight, Darren Sweetman. I don't think he's on the verge of the sack because 1-0, you know, I think the Glazers are thick. They don't watch football. They'll be like, 1-0, that's not bad. That could have been 1-1. You know, they won't look at the game with any football knowledge and go, that could have been 4-0. Emmanuel Geshen says, clueless coach, no subs. And Alligator says, not a single fucking sub. Ridiculous. I know. To me, he's just got to go. Jose's got to go, simply for that.
I think when you don't make any changes in 85 minutes, when you're chasing the game against the top side, I think you've lost the plot.
Yeah. I've just treated that exactly thing. And I didn't tweet it after you said it. I just said, he's got to go. No subs and you've been outplayed. Lost the plot. I've just actually said that as a tweet. Just as I was hitting send, you said lost the plot. And it's spot on. I mean, what manager, when their team is playing shit, doesn't make a substitution? You've got a £50 million player on the bench. It just defies logic. It really, really does. Anyway, we've still got time. We're going to win this. We're not going to win this. We might nick a draw. And what I would say, a very undeserved draw. But they all count. Juventus, I'll tell you what, Juventus have got this game.
I mean, any manager with any
this group
sense,
won. They've played Valencia and United away and took maximum points. That's the way to do it.
A manager with any sense, when he's chasing the game in the Champions League, European night, would make changes.
100%.
At least 2.
That's what I'm going to note that down for the live reaction as well. Tahith Chong is clearly just there to try and win Curry favour. That look, I've got a youth player on the bench. Never had any intention of playing him.
No. Which I think I said that he was there just to basically make up the numbers, wasn't he? Because if Sanchez and Lingard and Fellaini's fit, he'd never be near that bench.
Oh my God, Mata, he's just mugged you off there.
Yeah.
I'll do.
Coming down the last couple of minutes. Juve have only had one shot in the second half, says I.M. Ben.
And what does that mean?
And Andrew Southwick's just said, what are the odds on not making any subs? I bet they were sky high.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I tell you what, at half time, they would have been, just before half time, they would have been even higher.
Yeah. Bring back Moyes. Where are the subs at? Don't know. Rafim.
Martial, way too far out that was. On target, but way too far out.
More hopeful than anything.
Yeah, he's got to get his foot around that.
Well, I don't know about you, Mark, but I'm quite pissed off with the way they performed tonight, to be honest.
I'm not shocked, to be honest, but I feel sorry for the fans who over the weekend suddenly started being all positive, to be honest. That's who I feel sorry for, because I couldn't see why they were doing it. I didn't see enough reason to do it. I felt like, I want to jump on that if we are winning our next few games, but I didn't see enough in there in a half a game against Chelsea that we ended up drawing with shit defending. I just didn't see it. So yeah, I'm not surprised, is what I'm going to say. But I am very disappointed in the manner of what looks like it's going to be a defeat. And if we were to get a draw, I tell you what, if we were to get a draw, fair play, but we don't deserve it. We actually don't deserve a draw at this stage. I've dropped the match reaction link into the video description for everybody. We'll be live straight afterwards, taking a lot of your thoughts and everything as well. But I mean, I'll tell you what I'd say for you, Marcus, because I haven't got an idea who I'm going to give it to. Is there a United man of the match in this game?
No, I don't think so, to be honest.
De Gea, probably, because of the saves?
Maybe. I mean, to be honest, I don't think any of them deserve it, to be perfectly honest. I think they've all been absolutely clueless. There's no fight from them. I really thought that they would put up a bit more of a battle than this, considering the game they had at the weekend. But Lindelof has been okay in the second half. But I think the majority of the players have been absolutely dreadful. Pogba has been pretty decent, I suppose, second half.
Jamie Wanchewicz says Bailly, Darmian and Romero triple sub in the 93rd minute for the win. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. We've got literally 1 minute and 20 seconds left, and Costa's just slipped into the box. See, Lindelof's done well there. I think Lindelof's had an okay game, second half.
I mean, you think to yourself now, if you still got 3 subs to make, why don't you just chuck the 3 tallest players on and just go for it? He's got 2 minutes left. And it puts us in a very precarious position.
I just don't get why you wouldn't make the subs. It's going to be my first opening line in the match reaction. I mean, why has he not made any subs?
The bloke just don't trust what's on the bench, Mark. That's the only reason I can think of. Either that, or he's just, old age.
I think this result in some ways is worse than a 4-0 result, because 1-0, it's always there. It's always there, isn't it? Doesn't matter how bad you play, 1-0 is always there to go and get something you don't deserve. To make a change, to go for it, to try and get something. It's always there to do it. And we just haven't done it.
We hit the post from Pogba in the second half, and we had the Rashford shot just now.
They're on the break.
Yeah.
Ronaldo. Lindelof's just took it in the face. I think they've blown anyway.
I think that's it, isn't it? But terrible performance. Yeah, all over.
Well, Marcus, thanks for coming on, pal.
No worries, mate.
Really enjoyed. Well, I've enjoyed your company, but I've enjoyed the bloody result. What a shower of shit that was. I'm sure Mourinho will get clapped off again, but we'll have our match reaction. So cheers for Mad Marcus. Shout out your Twitter.
It's @_Mad Marcus. So yeah, just drop me a follow if you want. But I'll speak to you tomorrow, and I'll see you guys at the weekend. All right.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Bye.
Right, link in the video description, match reaction. I don't think anybody's going to be that surprised to see that my title for the video is Get Mourinho Out Now. If anyone wants to argue with that, let's bring it on. But I'll be live in 60 seconds with a match reaction stream. See you over there, link in the video description, or you can go through the homepage. I will see you there in a minute.